These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? Two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
My boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. Hey la, hey la, my boyfriend's back. You see him coming, better cut out on the double. Hey la.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's Barley Basket.
Welcome to episode 111 of America's Barley Basket. My name is Nathan Volsebuck. Sitting next to me virtually is Marlon Wells.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
Are the days of the physically, are those past us for now?
Yeah,
That's a real bummer.
I need to have your pheromones. I need to have your body heat to get into that. I gotta have it. I can't. Sure, I can try to imagine. I'm just seeing the upper half of you. I can try to picture the lower half, but it just isn't the same.
I mean, I got this whole webcam. I can put it wherever you need it, buddy.
Oof, boy. That's a lot to comprehend. That's a lot to wrap my brain around.
You want me to put it under the desk? Is that what you're asking me?
Under the desk, under me, all sorts, in the sweatpants, behind the sweatpants.
I'm rocking just sweatpant material shorts. So not sweatpants, but shorts made out of sweatpants. That I did not turn sweatpants into shorts. I bought them like this, just so we're clear.
I'm wearing dress slacks and black socks.
Attaboy.
I don't know why.
Nothing up top, just
suspenders.
Suspenders and no shirt is a
duct tape
look.
X's over my nips. Out of electrical tape. I had to go with the duct tape.
Is that why you've been so careful that I can only see chin up on you on this video call? Okay. I was wondering what the dealio was, and now I know.
Going to an orgy after this. I'm just bashful.
Suspenders and no shirt is a real look. That is a real like circus strongman or turn of the century boxer look.
Yeah. Mid-card 1994 WWF talent.
Yeah, I think the Godfather wore suspenders with no shirt on.
Or put like a derby hat on. That'd be like Bruisers McPunchy. Gets beat by Tatanka in the first match of SummerSlam 94.
Just to pop the kids. The kids like Tatanka.
Yeah. They like watching the bad guy with the curly mustache get beat up.
Would you rather you gotta wear this outfit for a week? Either slacks and suspenders with no shirt, or denim bib overalls and no shirt.
Oh, denim bib overalls.
You're taking that one, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Why is
you could go into a gas station wearing a denim bib overalls and no shirt. People are gonna look twice, but you're still getting your Twizzlers. Walk into dressed like that, they're like, get the fuck out of our store. Like,
I suppose there is more coverage with the bib overalls. You're not breaking anybody's no shirt, no service rule.
Yeah, because it's technically a little shirt up top.
I think I would take the suspenders and no shirt because I think that's a better look.
Yeah. I mean, neither of them are a good look.
No, I agree. Neither of them is a good look.
But I need to go on a Twizzler run every once in a while. I know maybe you Postmate your Twizzlers, but I like to get out and see the people. Holy shit, you answering the door like that to get Twizzlers at 4 a.m. from some college kid? Was that duct tape on his nips?
Don't worry about it. Give me them Twizzlers. What, did you get up to anything fun last night, Marlon? Why? Instacarted a bunch of frozen buffalo wings from somebody that barely spoke English, and they did not care for my attire. Fuck them. I got my chicken wings. I got sauce all down my naked torso. Trying to
that's good.
trying to get buffalo sauce out of your chest hair. That's a bad scene. We got more Simpsons this week, buddy. I don't know if you're caught up on how the things go on this show. But
Yeah.
111 episodes in, we're still somehow talking about the goddamn Simpsons.
We're not even I can't even see the finish line from here.
No, and like we're creeping up on. I know we don't want to think about it because we treasure our summers up here in the frozen north. But we're creeping up on fall, which means a new season of The Simpsons will be out. So,
Yep.
like, we can't see the finish line yet.
So that finish line it's always moving back a little bit. I mean, we're gaining on it always, slowly but surely, but
Yeah, we really gain on it in the summers when they're off, you know.
yeah.
And I think the season that'll start in the fall is season 34.
That sounds right. Jesus,
we're-
that's bonkers.
We're 9 seasons behind them.
They're probably approaching 700 episodes then, roughly, somewhere around there.
Oh, they gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be
Yeah.
around there somewhere, right?
That's wild.
Very few television shows have broken 1,000.
Yeah, I don't think any have.
Raw
Besides, like-
did. Monday Night Raw did,
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know.
They
If
made a
I don't
big
even.
fucking deal about it.
Yeah, that doesn't even seem like a real show. Like it almost seems.
I
Like,
get it.
Yeah.
Like, that one seems like it should have an asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
I get it.
just because the production is so much different. Yeah, yeah. Meet the Press has been on the air since like Truman was president, so they've been doing that every Sunday for 70 years.
Yeah, they covered Hiroshima and haven't stopped yet.
Yeah. Truman beats Dewey.
We're in season 25 of The Simpsons. We're doing 5 episodes this week just to really shake things up. We're going to do 5. First one out the gate is episode 17, Lucas, but with a $sign. Do you think this is an Arliss reference?
God, do you think? Doesn't Kesha do the same thing?
Kesha does the same thing, yes.
Yeah.
Could be Kesha.
If this is an Arliss reference, that's a deep cut.
And late.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
John Carpenter's film Vampires does the same thing. Spells vampires in some of their promo material with a $sign.
Really? Why?
I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense based on the plot of that film.
Yeah. Jesus, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a movie that doesn't age well, Vampires.
Vampires by John Carpenter. Yeah.
In my head, I remembered it being a banger and went and rewatched it. It's not great.
I'm in the same boat. I watched that, I think, 2 years ago for my October Horror Movie Fest thing, and I was like, oh, this isn't good at all, actually. Yep. I remember thinking this movie was the shit in high school.
Yep.
But it is a problematic film.
It's aimed at dipshit 19-year-olds.
Yeah, and as a dipshit 19-year-old, I fucking loved it.
Yep, as did I.
And it doesn't help that like James Woods is super shitty now, so like you gotta reckon with that. You're like, I don't even know which Baldwin this is, this round Baldwin.
We can't get Alec, we can't get Steven, get the round one.
Yeah, Danny? Billy?
Daniel, yeah. Oh,
I think
God.
it's Danny.
I think Billy's the skinnier one. I think Billy's the one that's in Speed and in Sliver.
Speed? Who is he in Speed?
He's one of the people that's trapped on the bus.
Huh.
Because there's like a scene where they're discussing who they should let off the bus. It's like, okay, who's got kids? Okay, and this and that. And then he's like, hey, man, just because I'm single doesn't mean I should die on this bus. I just remember that's one of the Baldwin brothers. God, the things I cannot remember, but yet I remember inconsequential scenes from the movie Speed.
Also in Speed is the guy who played Cameron in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's one of the
no kidding.
passengers. Yeah.
Is he really? Interesting. I like when he pops up and shit.
Yeah, he'll show up in a random spot. Not very often, but every once in a while you're like, it's Cameron. There he is.
I bet he's got a good Wikipedia page. Like, just like, I'm doing a lot of this. Like, huh. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Look at that. Like,
He's also the like the bad guy, but not actually a bad guy in an episode of Justified.
Oh, no kidding. Really?
Yeah.
He's the star of one of the episodes of that mid-90s Outer Limits reboot.
Oh, okay. Good for him out here getting work.
Yeah, it's a hard world. Here he is, but paying for a house doing shit like this.
Whatever happened to the gal from that movie? Did she, like, she's in Time Cop is the only other thing I've ever seen her in.
A gal from which movie?
From Ferris Bueller.
Oh, she retired.
Oh.
Yep, she's married to someone famous. Or no, I'm thinking of Phoebe Cates. No, I don't know what happened to her. Yeah, that's a good question. She may have also just like quit Hollywood really young and started a family too, I think.
That could be, because like Time Cop, I think is 93 or 94. So
yeah, I bet she was all out of Hollywood by 30.
Yeah. How did we get here? Vampires. Yep. That's right.
Oh, it's Arliss. Our Simpsons podcast, Marlon.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a logical conclusion.
We start off with a Minecraft couch gag, which is even by, like, I forget that Minecraft is old, but like even in when did this air? 2013, 2014. Yep. Yeah, because we're past the Christmas episode, so now we're in 2014. Minecraft, I think, showed up at least in early access in like 2010. Minecraft's been around a long fucking time. So this is a little late, even by the Simpsons standards. I did like the joke that Moe is a creeper, because Moe is a creeper.
You could put a bag on my head.
You ever get into you ever get into the blocks?
No, I don't even understand. Like, is it a game that got popular on computer or on phone?
It's on everything now, but it started on PC for sure.
Yeah, okay. And is it aimed at kids or is it aimed at adults? Just like almost like a solitaire type, like
it's
play
aimed
it while
at everybody.
You're bored.
Everyone can enjoy Minecraft. It's like it's just like what if
Tetris.
it was? It's like digital Legos, except you got to make the bricks. You know, it's like okay, you like, if I wanted to, I could drink 8 beers and zone out for an afternoon and play Minecraft.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? It is that fun.
Yeah, I can enjoy myself. It's fine.
Well, there we go. You know, so many podcasts are going to shit on things. Look at us. We're building up. We're not tearing down.
Yeah, we're all about the positivity here.
Yeah.
Unless we're talking about John Carpenter's vampires. Homer is all bound up in a jungle gym, which is a very funny visual.
Yeah.
In the like corkscrew thing. This made me realize that at this point in the show, we are no longer at a jungle gym that I would recognize.
Yep.
You know,
nothing's just metal anymore.
Right. And what is that for? What is that? Is that corkscrew just a fun shaped ladder? What is that?
I'm guessing at a real place like that, there would be like a plastic ring you could push down and it would spin down to the bottom. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think it's meant for children to climb up and down.
Oh, because in my head, I was like, that's probably meant to be a fun ladder, but the fuck do I know? I don't know shit about jungle gyms, is what we're saying.
Well, you know, you're never too old to learn. Just start prowling around jungle gym areas.
I was about to say, should I go down to the park? And
bring a camera so you can take pictures of the kids playing on it.
Smart.
Yeah.
Bring a tripod.
Yeah. Bring some candy in case you get hungry.
This was several years back now, but I was with some family and there was some small kids there, and they were horsing around on the swings and whatnot, and the ground was made of like rubber. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't it wasn't gravel anymore.
Yep. There's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of cheap AstroTurf they can cut out sections of and fit it around so the whole playground area is like soft stuff.
Yeah, it was almost like a firmer version of like what's around ringside.
Yeah.
at a wrestling match.
And you got a hot old man take on this?
No, I'm not I'm not one of these and these fucking kids, they're not skinning their knees up anymore. I was just like, what the fuck is this? It felt kind of like, you ever been on one of those weird gym floors that isn't wood? Like they're kind of that stiff rubber.
Yep. I would say the stuff that they use on a playground is slightly softer, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
And it had like knobs, like grip, it wasn't just slippery. Like, I was befuddled. I was like, whatever. I guess I'm for kids not having concussions, I guess, but I just wasn't ready for it that day.
Liberal elitism over here. Yep.
Yeah, real bleeding heart.
Doesn't want kids to get CTE.
I'm coming for the coal industry next, you fuckers.
You're taking down Big Bandage. Next, you're going to take down Big Coal.
Yeah. But yeah, it was weird just to be like, oh yeah, this used to be gravel and now it's this. That's probably the right choice. Yeah.
God, everything was wood or metal. That metal would always be so hot. The wood was just all slivers.
Metal slide in the summer. I don't think we had a single piece of wood at my school on the gym.
We had
the schoolyard
playground. We had one jungle gym that was partially wood.
No, not us. It was just steel.
And what stuck out of it was like a 10-foot long 4x4. And then that stuck straight out with an 8-foot tall 4x4 sticking down into the ground. So I'm sure what the plan was at some time was to bolt a couple sets of swings into it. But that never happened. So what you would do is you would just slide on your crotch across that post. And Jesus Christ, can you imagine the slivers? And can you imagine the neck and head injuries when a kid would invariably topple off of it? Like,
just dragging your young nuts all the way across and awaken all manner of
a 4x4 post, basically a fucking railroad tie.
A railroad tie, yeah.
And I clearly remember, if you saw a kid on there, if you were an older kid, that was just, okay, get some kickballs and kick these kickballs as hard as you can at that kid. Try to behead them so they will fall off this thing. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Falling 8 feet to the gravel below. Yep.
Yeah. Even if I removed my little kid brain, it was a solid 8 feet in the air. When you're 2'10" or however tall you are, when you're 5, that's a tumble.
Oh my God.
I've
said it before. Our entire playground was covered in jagged red shale rock. Yeah. So.
I'm picturing like the ground on an Old West Atari game. Just red pyramids with the occasional cow skull.
Yep, you're not far off. Yeah. The occasional tumbleweed came through. Yeah. Playing fucking tackle football with 40 people like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, playing tackle football on pavement. I clearly remember that too. That's no way that could end tragically.
Yeah, well, you're one of the lucky ones probably, because I'm sure there's kids that went to school where you did who don't remember it. So
yeah, right? Yeah, they don't remember much anything.
Yeah, like how to use kitchen utensils.
This looks like your son has, let me check the charts, mush brains. It used to be called puddin' head, but we thought that term was hurtful, so now we use mush brains.
We recommend that you designate a lucky drool towel. Don't let nobody dry the dishes with it.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Keep that in the bedroom.
So Homer's all bound up in this jungle gym. He's stuck in this corkscrew, I'm going to say ladder, because I think that's what that's for, probably. We flash, Marge pulls up to get him. We flash back to, how did we get here? And we're at Moe's, and they have a book of advanced alcoholism targeted drinking games. Like, listen, we got to get these so ridiculous because you guys are too seasoned for regular drinking games. They came up with every time the man on the news says the word senator, you got to take a drink. And Mo, being the capitalist that he is, calls in with an anonymous tip that he saw like a senator. I don't even remember exactly what the call was, but
I think it was like 2 senators making out.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's what it was. And so now you got Kent Brockman on the news going, an unnamed senator, and it keeps cutting back to them, and they drink every time the word senator happens. An unnamed senator with a different senator, and we're expecting to hear more from other senators. And this is how Homer ended up stuck in the jungle gym in the playground. While they show him like stumbling into the playground, Lenny's on the swings. Carl gets his arms stuck in that tic-tac-toe game,
Yeah.
which were after my time. I've never gotten to play with one of
He
those.
has that good line. It's like, the only way out is through.
Yeah, as he tries to push through. It looks like the ringer rollers on an old-timey washing machine.
Yeah.
You guys ever fuck with homemade drinking games, or did you just like you knew the ones that you knew?
Yeah, we stuck to the classics as far as I can remember.
Okay. My buddy in college who I lived with, who was a huge film nerd and loved the film The Boondock Saints, once decided that we were going to take a shot every time someone lit a cigarette, and I don't think we got 10 minutes in before we're like, we can't do this because we're going to die. Everyone smokes in that movie constantly.
You should have played every time that movie sucks. You drink, and then you all get your stomachs pumped 12 minutes in.
Take that, Troy Duffy.
That's not fair.
Director of the Boondock Saints.
It's not terrible. That was a hot take from Nathan.
That movie's perfectly fine.
That's might be a little strong, but hey, we'll agree to disagree.
Perfectly fine is too hot a take for you.
Yeah, I think I might be a little below that.
Yeah, I think you are. So Marge also has the kids with her. She's got to take them to school before she comes back and deals with Homer's bullshit. And Bart is tardy. He doesn't get to class in time. But he cuts out of there. I like that he Skinner is so excited because like he's had enough offenses that now he can hit him is essentially why Skinner is so excited. I don't think that's a rule.
Yeah, it's like a punch card.
And when he turns around, the chair that Bart was sitting in is spinning, but it's a wooden 4-legged chair. Like it's not even a spinning office chair. I thought that was a nice, fun touch. And so Skinner is chasing Bart. Bart's on his skateboard. Skinner's in his car. And Skinner can't chase Bart up a hill because his car can't make it up a hill.
God, I love the reoccurring theme, how shitty Skinner's cars are.
Yeah, it all just feeds into how sad Skinner is, you know? Bart escapes to his treehouse, and motherfucking Snake is in there. Snake just did a crime and is hiding in Bart's treehouse. I like that Bart, pretty unfazed by this. He's just like, hey, man, I can't be having cops sniffing around here. I got stuff going on.
A stack of stolen bowling shoes. There's a couple other things.
Yeah, that's a fun one. A raccoon trapped under a shopping cart that he's been feeding his ADD medicine to.
That raccoon is troubled.
Yeah, that raccoon has seen some things. The cops show up. Wiggum climbs up into the treehouse, and Bart lies, says he hasn't seen Snake, or sends him up the mountain. Like, oh yeah, I saw him heading up to Mount Springfield. So Wiggum and the guys take off. So he saved Snake's bacon there. Meanwhile, we get, I'm not sure which one is the A and which is the B, but we get the other story. I'm going to say this is the A. Over in the A story, Lisa meets Lucas, who is a new chubby kid. Mm-hmm. He looks like Martin, but not as smart. Yeah. Or as Lisa puts it, he's just Ralph with a dream.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Lucas
voiced by anyone famous?
Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, no shit. Really?
I saw it in the credits and I was like, oh yeah, that didn't sound like him. And then I got to thinking, I don't know that I could pick Zach Galifianakis' voice out.
That's true. He doesn't have like a wacky voice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he has, he's not Seth Rogen or something. Like he doesn't have a super recognizable
no thick
voice.
accent. Yeah, yeah.
And he can do characters on top of that. So of course you didn't recognize it. But Lucas dreams of being a competitive eater, which is something that I do not understand and I think is so gross.
Yeah. I get it that it's like, it's a hard thing to do, and they're kind of athletes, I guess. But it's so sick. Just them dunking the hot dogs in the water makes me want to barf.
Yep.
God, it's so sick.
Before they even get it near their mouth, just the idea of putting a bunned hot dog into a glass of water, I'm out.
So
I'm done.
sick.
I'm done right there.
I lose the contest because I'm not going to eat it. Like, I'm not going to eat one hot dog if this is what it takes.
Yep, I'm with you.
I find it a bit of poor research and poor writing that they make the fat kid the competitive eater, where if anyone follows competitive eating, they know the people are usually skinny. You don't want to be fat if you're a competitive eater.
Yeah, it's the skinny ones that are good at it.
Yeah.
But
I think they figured out that your fat can stop your stomach from expanding.
Oh, is that the science?
Yep, because the fat is pushing down on your guts, so you want all that. You just want it to be skin and muscle, so you got more room to push.
Skin and muscle, like us.
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, yeah.
So yeah, that's what this kid is into. It's all he wants is to be a competitive eater. We get a lot of scenes of him just like stuffing fucking pizza down his gullet. He does the hot dog thing, which is disgusting.
There's a scene I met by a little bit earlier or a little bit later where he's trying to practice eating ice cream and the brain freezes so bad that he has to have Lisa start kicking him in the head.
Yeah, just kick me till I'm unconscious. He's just miserable with a brain freeze. I bet ice cream is a hard thing to eat competitively.
Oh my God, yeah. I don't even, they probably put it in like hot coffee so they could drink it faster or something sick like that.
Bart and Milhouse are hanging out. They come home and there mysteriously is a new video game console, the PlayStation 4. I like that that's the name of their fake PlayStation. Clearly Snake got this for Bart as a thank you for getting the cops off his back. Downstairs, Lisa's hanging out with Lucas out in the yard. He's eating because that's all he ever does in this whole episode. He's always practicing. Like, oh, I gotta practice, as he's just shoving food down the hole in his head. And Patty and Selma and Marge are sitting at the kitchen table, and they point out, boy, he sure is a whole lot like Homer, and if you don't do something, Lisa's gonna fall for a guy like Homer, which Marge is not into.
Yeah.
Snake keeps stealing gifts and giving them to Bart, and he goes too far finally when he steals Milhouse's iPad and gives that to Bart. And Milhouse, because he's a fucking rat, rats out Snake. And because this is Snake's fourth offense, he's going to get the chair, because that's how the law works in Springfield now.
4 balls and you walk is how it was described.
To the chair. Yep. Yeah. So Marge, in the meantime, wants Homer to take Lisa out like on a daddy-daughter date as an example of like what she should look for later in life in a guy. And I think this, I'm sure there's like actual science that'll disagree with me, but as soon as I start seeing this kind of thing, my head immediately goes to like those creepy daddy-daughter purity balls and shit, where I'm like, this flirts with creepy for me in a weird way.
The daddy-daughter dance thing is definitely a thing too. Like I see it in social media, like friends of mine that have kids, like where like they get dressed up and the kid gets dressed up. They have a big. Is it the school putting it on? I guess I don't get it. Like
I know purity balls come from religious organizations.
The church, yeah.
The real fucking Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that shit sounds scary, yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Bart, in the meantime, comes to the jail, like racked with guilt, gives all the stuff back, and comes clean to Wiggum about what happened. And Snake escapes by holding up Wiggum with an Allen wrench because they were building their own IKEA electric chair.
Yeah. Like Lou's like, but Chief, we have guns. He has a wrench. I think it's because it's cold against his skin is why.
Yeah, and he's pressing it up against his neck. Come on, Lou, it's cold. Let him go. I got to thinking during this scene that we don't see much of Wiggum these days, and if we do, it's pretty quick. I feel like we see Wiggum frequently, but never for very long.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
In the meantime, on daddy-daughter date, it even sounds creepy just to say, Homer is all butthurt at Marge for like suggesting that she would rather Lisa not end up with a guy like Homer.
When he comes out dressed up, and her reaction is, "Homie, you look like an NBA coach." Such
So
a good way to describe someone's appearance.
Yeah, that was good. And she tries to help him with his buttons because he's one off, which is such like a child problem for a grown man to have. I ain't trying to brag, but I couldn't tell you the last time I got a button off, like a skew on a shirt.
I have it happen about once a year.
Do you really?
Yeah. I mean, I catch it usually, but it's like, oh shit.
I did a whoopsie doodle.
Or what I'll do is I'll miss a middle button, like, oh shit.
Just showing skin, just a skin window.
Get a little fresh air to the skin window. I'll take a daddy-daughter date ahead of skin window. Peer into the skin window at the daddy-daughter date. Nope.
Skin Window's my favorite Slipknot song.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Boy, it's not very often I can make you double clutch in mid-sentence. I'm pretty proud of myself. This day, by the way, happening at the Gilded Truffle, where we haven't been in a long
wow.
time.
I didn't even pick up on that. Yeah, you're right.
That used to be our go-to fancy restaurant, and we haven't been here in forever. So Homer and Lisa are out there enjoying themselves. Lisa especially. Lisa likes this quite a bit. And Marge shows up and apologizes to Homer and then like tries to join them. And Lisa is like, I thought this was just us. So Marge sits at the bar.
Did you pick up on this when Marge reveals that dress? Homer's like, that looks like the dress you wore on Project Runway. And then Marge just like shushes him really quick.
Yeah, no idea what that's about. So
I'm assuming that they had an episode of fucking Project Runway that Marge was somehow on. Oh, I bet they had to design a dress for Marge. I bet that was part of like that reality show.
Like a challenge. I can see that. I don't know.
Yep.
No idea.
Because it totally felt like one of those fourth wall things that the Simpsons like to do.
Yeah, exactly. It did feel like that. So Marge hangs out at the bar, and that's the end of the episode. All's well that ends well, I guess.
Yeah. Homer wasn't in the wrong.
Yeah, Homer is not often the right parent.
Yeah.
I didn't care for this episode at all. I thought this was a dud.
Yeah, pretty forgettable.
Like, I didn't care at all about Lucas, and like
the Lucas part was the worst.
Yeah, that's agreed. That was easily the worst part of all this.
Yeah, like it's like, how can you not find more comedy in that?
Yeah,
like, in the world of competitive eating, like. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was average at best, I would say.
Yeah, pretty forgettable one.
Well, by golly, let's see if episode 18 brings it around here. We have Days of Future Future. Episode begins with Homer fucking dying. He's dead. I bet we're at the 92nd point where Homer dies. Because Marge wakes up, there's been like a late night food binge. And what does she say? It's like, I hope this was raccoons. It was not. It was Homer.
And not like the house is destroyed.
Yeah, there's like fucking pizza boxes on the ceiling. It's a fucking nightmare.
He's
It looks like there was
sleeping
like
on
a
the
frat
kitchen
house
table.
party.
Yeah.
And so Homer died. I think he falls down the stairs. It has a heart attack and dies. We have a funeral, very sad. But then during the funeral, Professor Frink comes in and has a big announcement how he's able to clone a new Homer. And I think he says he just uploads Homer's brain to the clone.
Yeah.
Because it is Homer at that point. Like he has all of Homer's memories and shit. That's the goal, man. Singularity. Eventually we'll get there. Do you want, if you had the opportunity, would you upload your brain into into a vessel, like a robotic vessel or a clone body or anything like that? Or do you want the sweet release of death?
I was gonna say, I don't know, man. I might, that relief someday might be nice.
Yeah, God, I'd sure like.
Once I'm in the robot, can I decide to be unplugged at some point and
Oh, that's a good question.
deleted or whatever you would do?
Yeah, I wonder.
Because like,
be
if
like-
so, then yeah. But
Yeah, I want to see the Vikings win a Super Bowl. That'd be pretty dope.
I don't know that even with a robot body, that
I
you're
got a
gonna
hunch.
get
we
there.
we might need some time. That's what I'm thinking. So Homer's in the new body. He asks if they have. Oh, hey Marge, did you make your potato salad for the fucking wake or whatever? And she's like, yeah, I did. He gorges on potato salad, we assume, because he's dead the next fucking day. And we get another new Homer body, and then we kind of get into a montage of Homer just fucking dying. We get a really good Talking Head song. There's a scene where there's a mountain of dead Homers getting stacked up, so the new Homer could get something off the top shelf at a Costco.
Yeah.
That was a very good visual in that.
Yeah, I thought that one was fun. Is it Taste of Life that we get? That's a good I think that's the... Or is that the name of that song, even?
I don't know if that's the name of that song. Like, I'm trying to think of... Is it Same As It Ever Was? Is that the name of the song? Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
So we see a lot of Homers reaching their demise, but we always get a fresh one because Frank's got the answer. But fast forward 30 years, and we're having yet another Homer funeral. We see, just looking at the pews, that Homer are now grown Lisa's with Milhouse, and somehow Grandpa still alive. He'd be well into his hundreds at this point.
I like that detail that Abe is still alive.
Yeah. And I don't think he's really even featured in the episode, at least not much.
No, just barely here in his funeral scene.
So the funeral's going on. We assume, hey, everything, Homer, there'll be a new Homer. That's when Frank comes in and is like, can't do it. We're all out of goddamn bodies. So he's just uploads Homer to a zip drive pretty much. It just hands that to Marge. Like, here's your husband, which I thought was fucking, that was a good gag that they had going through it all. Because that's a reoccurring thing, is Homer just trapped in computers. Like,
yeah,
he's
on
like
screens.
He's a screensaver, yeah. And then this is a sequel. I kind of and I had to look it up. I think it's called Holidays of Future Past.
Yeah, it's the episode where everyone's trying to get back for Christmas and Maggie is a pop star who can't talk.
Yep.
It's the episode where we get the Mad Max airplane.
Yep, you're right. What made me realize this is when we see Bart's life, it's just like it was in that episode. He still lives in that shitty apartment that used to be the elementary school.
Yeah.
Still got the two little sons that he barely sees. And his ex-wife, is it Janda or Jonda? Jenda.
Not a real name. Not a real name.
Right. Totally made up name. Has moved on and has a new boyfriend, perhaps named, is it Jerry? He's like a xenomorph from the Aliens movies.
Yeah,
so very cool, very laid back. Seems like a nice guy.
I like Xenomorph Jerry quite a bit.
Yeah.
Jenda played by Amy Poehler.
Yeah. Oh, no shit, really? Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
I mean, she's another one I don't think I would. I don't think I would recognize her voice. I clearly didn't, so.
And so he is still just living a half-life stuck in this, just a periphery in Jenda's life, who's moving on, has a new guy. So he sees an ad. I can't think of the name for the business, but it's basically a place that'll wipe your memory for a fee.
Yeah, kind of Eternal Sunshine-y.
Yep, exactly. That's the first vibe I got while I was watching this. So he sits down and looks like a barber chair, gets a bunch of electrodes hooked to his head and stuff like that. And they just explain that it's going to be a real quick process, and they're just going to flip a button, which they do, and the memories of Jenda are now wiped away. And now Bart's a brand new man. He can live whatever kind of life he wants. We'll get a little bit. This jumps around a lot.
Yep.
Because we see Lisa and Milhouse not doing hot. Lisa, they just don't have anything in common. They don't spend any time together. And it turns out Lisa helps out at a homeless zombie food shelter. And isn't it? Why does Milhouse show up? Is he kind of worried about the marriage? He just wants to just say something to Lisa. But
I forget. I know that when he shows up, she's like irritated. Like, what are you doing here?
Because it's busy and he's holding it because it's like dinner time. And it's during their confrontation that goddamn poor Milhouse is bit by a zombie. And now we got Milhouse zombies, so we got that to deal with. This would have been right around the time when America still had zombie fever. So,
2014 for sure.
Yeah, perhaps peak zombie fever. So she's living life with zombie Milhouse, and I think I don't know if they're going to the movies or why they're out and about, but the bullies, now grown up, attempt to mug them. One of them has a switchblade that's like a laser blade. I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, like a lightsaber switchblade. I thought that was fun.
There we go. Yeah.
I was like, why haven't any of these like new Star Wars shows or anything come up with like just a lightsaber, but that's just a knife, like a little lightsaber.
Yeah, 6-inch blade for for chores around the home.
It also reminded me there's a real quick gag on Family Guy where he gets a lightsaber cheese knife and just slices off a piece of Cracker Barrel cheddar with it.
So during the mugging, Lisa assumes that Milhouse is just going to be a dud, as he always is, but he grabs Officer Ralphie Wiggum and just uses him as a baton. And he just wails the shit out of these guys, and Ralphie falls in a heap. Ralphie with some luxurious hair. It took him a while, but the hair grew in.
Yeah, Ralphie's got a head of hair as zombie Milhouse is swinging him around by the ankles.
And he's loving it. It's tough to rain on Ralphie's parade. He's a special boy.
It occurred to me, boy, we don't get much Ralphie these days. Like,
That's
it was
a very
kind
good
of a
point,
treat.
Too. Yep. We haven't had one where he's like a B story in a while.
No, not in a long time. It's usually just like he says a line every fifth episode.
Mm-hmm. Or it cuts to him doing something silly.
Yeah.
Like maybe we don't even get any words out of him yet.
Pushing a crayon up his nose or something.
Yep. So Lisa now is kind of intrigued by Zombie Milhouse, so she's got a difficult choice because they've been meeting with Dr. Hibbert about giving him shots to cure the zombieism, so she has to decide if she wants to follow through with it. Meanwhile, goddamn Bart, he's living the dream. He's meeting all sorts of pretty ladies, taking them back to his nightmare apartment, which they're apparently cool with. He even takes Miss Hoover home, which I thought that was a nice touch.
Yep, I loved that one quick little thing that he slept with Lisa's second grade teacher.
Do you think we'll get more Miss Hoover now that Edna's no longer part of the scene?
Yeah, do you think she will just be the de facto teacher on the show?
I wonder, yeah.
But, like, does that mean then that we're not going to get much of Bart in the classroom?
Yeah, they're going to have to introduce somebody, right?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here.
If you think about how much screen time is spent in Bart's classroom, I can't imagine they would just forsake that. They got to get a new teacher.
Although, like, I think even Edna's screen time has been steadily dropping in the last 10 seasons or so.
True.
So,
yeah.
As we've said before, like, once the show stopped being about Bart and is more about Homer now, so, and that happened forever ago, so.
And one thing that's been popping up during all the scenes involving Bart is Marge gave the zip drive to Bart, so Homer's just been living on, like, the screens in Bart's shitty apartment.
Yeah.
But technology, we're 30 years in the future is amazing times, apparently, because now you can get through the mail a robot body. So that's what they do. They upload Homer into this kind of Michelin Man-esque round metal body.
Yeah, it looks like a 50s robot, like a sci-fi novel cover robot.
Yeah, and yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, like just a sturdy roll. Yeah, and I do like that the first thing they do is the head is still removable because that's Homer's head somehow. Homer still has a head, so the head is just watching the kids, and he sends the headless robot body to Moe's. And I really like the animation of whatever, I guess it'd be 60 or 70 something year old Barney.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun to see old Barney. I'm glad Barney's still alive, actually.
Yeah, right? Yeah, good for Barney. Like,
I also liked the animation here where the robot body with no head, so it's just a hole, just steps behind the bar and fills himself with beer out of the tap. Because he's already
step behind, steps through the bar, and then
like he's kind of keg shaped already. I liked that visual.
And so Bart's living the dream, and he finds out that Jerry, the xenomorph, has left Genda. And Genda's now intrigued by less pathetic Bart. And they decide to go on a date at some kind of fancy restaurant. Did you take a good look at the crowd at the restaurant?
I caught a couple. Like, we see Maggie.
Yeah, on a date with the grown-up unibrow baby nemesis.
Yeah, whose name I never remember, but from the intro, yeah.
Yeah. We get Martin on a date with that robot that he built, which I thought that was funny.
Chum is that thing's
There
name.
we go. Good pull. And we get Skinner on a date with his clearly long dead, the corpse of his mother.
It was like Psycho. It was like Norman Bates' mom at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers for a movie from the early 60s.
So Bart and Genda try to make it work, but they realize it's just not meant to be. Holy shit. Then we get, just like in the middle of, I think it's when Robot Homer is with his grandkids, we get Santa's, what is the name of it? It's the cat and the dog combined.
Oh, Santa's little...
Hybrid.
There you go.
And it can talk. It's just like, Father, what am I? And completely ignored. And Jesus Christ, yeah.
It's like mostly cat, but it's dog sized.
Yeah.
And so it's like the cat ears from the brow up and then dog face, but then cat from the neck down.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, sure it is. An affront to God is what that is. So, unbeknownst to each other, Bart, Lisa, and Marge all go to Moe's, just kind of, commiserate their relationship issues. And despite her misgivings, Lisa does have Milhouse fixed. He gets the last shot. Now he's a wuss again. And they kind of wonder about, like, Lisa and Bart are both kind of wondering about, what are you going to do about Dad? You got to take him back. And she's like, no, I don't have to take him back. I'm going to join him. So Marge fucking hooks a wire to her finger, kills herself, and then her brain is uploaded into the same fucking zip drive that Homer's on.
I like that when they are digital, when they're on the screen, they're both young again. They're like our versions of The Simpsons.
And Homer eats Marge. So, like, is she dead? And I think even old Moe has a comment. It's like, this is the worst video game or the saddest thing I've ever seen. Like,
yeah, I don't know if that was like a love story or a suicide. Like, even Moe's confused.
Yeah, so that was good. And it turns out all of this shit didn't fucking happen. It was all a memory in Bart's head because he's still in the goddamn brain wipe fucking clinic. Yeah. So it's like, Jesus Christ, this is a lot to fucking swallow. Like, what's going on now? I mean, they go back and they discuss it. So, we're at Homer and Marge's. Homer is dead because he's in a robot body now, but he's helpful around the house.
He's almost like a 3PO now.
Yeah, there you go. I was just going to say, what does he look like? But you're right. He looks like 3PO.
He even talks like him.
Yep, has a British accent now. And Milhouse is still a zombie, which Bart is like, what the hell? He's like, well, yeah, because there's no cure for it. The cure was just something in Bart's dreams. And then the fucking dog, the hybrid thing, is like, well, that means I'm not real. And it's like, no, you're real. And the dog is sad. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, and then we get this ending thing. Was that from Mad Men?
Yeah, I've never seen Mad Men, but I can recognize
Yeah.
like the iconography of it. Like it's like a Next Time on The Simpsons, but none of it's
Yeah.
real. Like it's, and I think that's the Mad Men music. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. It was like, it really threw. I was like, wait, what? Am I supposed to be paying attention to this? But yeah, it was just some homage to something else. But God damn it if it ain't an ambitious episode. But I didn't laugh a whole bunch.
I didn't like this episode at all. 2 in a row. Like,
Yeah. Oh, really?
I was like, this is not even a little bit. And I kind of liked the Holidays of Future Past one. I liked that one. But this, not a fan. Like Zombie Millhouse was kind of fun. Bart sleeping with Ms. Hoover was pretty fun. Although I know that Nathan, I know you're not going to be on board with this, but I'm going to share with you my exact reaction during that montage of Bart sleeping with all them gals. I was so immediately done with it because right away, as soon as it starts, Girls by the Beastie Boys kicks in, and that song sucks. I hate that song so much.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely one of my least favorite Beastie Boys songs. So I'm with you there.
As somebody who doesn't like the Beastie Boys, that is probably my least favorite Beastie Boys song. So that's like the worst product of a thing I don't like already.
I think I like this more than you, but yeah, it's definitely not. I've turned into the fucking, fucking Holly Harmony over here when it comes to the. I think they're all just fine.
Yeah, you're like everyone's grandma. I just think everything is neat.
It's weird. I haven't been like, holy shit, this sucks in a while. And I used to be like that a lot.
And I haven't been, holy shit, this sucks, but I have been a little less thrilled with season 25 than you have as a whole. But this is the first one in quite a while where I'm like, nope, I don't like that at all. The one thing I really like in this episode, there's exactly one, and it's that since we're in the future, Dr. Hibbert has Wesley Snipes' blonde haircut from Demolition Man. As soon as we get that scene of them at the doctor and he's got that hair, I'm like, hell yeah.
That is pretty good.
Also, I just watched that movie like two weeks ago. Still totally holds up.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Demolition Man is fucking great.
Huh. Is that pre or post Speed Sandra Bullock? I want to say it might have been right after Speed, because it was like a weird thing where it's like, Jesus, she might technically be a bigger star than Stallone is right now. Like, because fucking Sandra Bullock became a movie star overnight. Like
overnight, yes, absolutely. She was like, because I bet Speed is the first thing I ever saw her in.
Yeah, could be.
And she's now. What's the last thing you ever saw her in? Did she burn out already?
No, she was just in a movie this summer with Channing Tatum, where they're like out in the jungle or something like that. Like, so she is still a movie star. Like, she's approaching 30 years of being a movie star.
I bet I haven't seen anything with her in it since The Blind Side, and that's what, 10 fucking years ago at this point?
She was in that Bird Box movie a few years ago on Netflix that people were talking about.
Yeah,
I never saw it, but
I didn't see that, but people like that one.
Yeah.
Demolition Man came out a full 2 years before Speed did.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
That movie still holds up, and you should watch it because it's great. Wesley Snipes is still so fucking good. Dennis Leary being Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
Stallone being confused by everything. It's fun. Yeah. It's a fun movie.
It's a good premise too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I like it.
You telling me you don't know how the 3 shells work?
It's better than Time Cop, and I like Time Cop. Can we bring up Time Cop another
I was just
time
gonna
for
say-
the hat trick in the rest of this episode?
It can't be forced though, or it doesn't. It's not a true hat trick.
Yep, everybody should watch Time Cop.
It has to be organic.
You want to sit down together next time we see each other in person and have a twofer, have like a Demolition Man Time Cop double feature.
Time Cop, one of the very few Jean-Claude Van Damme movies I've seen.
Oh, are you not a Jean-Claude guy?
I'm not a big karate guy. Like,
Oh, martial arts,
Bloodsport,
period.
yeah, that kind of doesn't do much for me. And even as a kid, it didn't.
Bloodsport, nothing?
I mean, I've seen it, but it didn't do a whole lot for me. Yeah.
Street Fighter?
Oh, I've always been told it's pure trash, but I've never seen.
You cut those people out of your life. I want them gone.
Marlon, I want you to accept the fact that means removing 95% of humanity.
That's fine. I'm all you need, baby. You need me, and you need Street Fighter, and nothing else.
So people get into cults.
I want you to send me a bunch of naked photos of yourself that I can release if you ever leave me. And that's how we're going to get through this.
We're gonna build a shrine for Balrog. We all worship Balrog now.
Why is Balrog the character you would build a shrine for?
Because if you can kick ass with Balrog on Street Fighter 2, there's nothing in this world you cannot do.
Yeah, I can't play a charge character, so Balrog's got nothing for me. Yeah. I have a full M. Bison costume with the ass cheeks cut out. We'll go out on the town.
Holy shit. You need to set up a Tinder date and show up dressed like Balrog. This is the weirdest date I've ever been on in my life. For you, this is the weirdest date you've ever been on. For me, it's just another Thursday. Oh yeah, man, I understand that. You're a fucking weirdo.
Full Balrog costume. Listen, I would pay for dinner, but I can't get my wallet out of my pocket with these boxing gloves. I can't. I don't know what you want me to do here. How did I drive here? It was really hard. Okay, yes. It was not fun. But I'm here now, okay?
It was touch and go because I could hardly touch or go. You're dropping all these Street Fighter 2 quips while she's just clearly calling for a ride. I thought you'd comment on my guile. Guile, you tripped coming in here because of that silly fucking outfit you have on.
I drove here in my E-Honda. Nothing?
Or would Chevy Vega have worked better? She's not listening to any of the options.
She's texting.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You'll have to excuse me. I'm drawing a blanca.
God.
How many characters we got left, Nathan?
Do you enjoy the pan flute? Do you enjoy the works of Zangief? Yes, it's good times.
Oh my God.
Who's your favorite actor in Full House? Is it Bob Saget? And every time when she's not paying attention, you turn to make eye contact with someone else at another table, and they just clearly look away real quick.
People trying not to be obvious that they're filming, but they got their phone up, just like, oh God, I'm putting this on the fucking internet. Look at this fucking guy.
You know what adjective I'd use to describe Jay Leno? Chinley.
Jesus Christ.
You need to have a tiny little tape player so you can get the chicka chicka. Struggling to hit play with those fucking boxing gloves on. Can use my fucking nose. You fucking holding a boombox with gloves on and trying to push play with your nose in a fancy restaurant. Sir, no, I got this. And then the song kicks in, you're trying to frantically headbutt the stop button. Now it's fast forwarding.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, lots of guile. Go fuck yourself. What a rough year. She's long gone. You've been there for 2 hours trying to eat 2 entrees with boxing gloves.
Shouldn't have got the sushi. I got chopsticks in my boxing gloves.
Oh.
Oh my god. Whew. That Street Fighter movie's pretty good. I think you're being pretty close-minded. You should watch it. Dhalsim's in it.
Man, one of us has to look to see what the Rotten Tomatoes score is on that.
It's lower than it should be. Go for it. You go for it, but it is lower than it should be, I guarantee. That movie is fun. You won't catch me saying that movie is good, but that movie is a lot of fun. Raul Julia is having the time of his life making that fucking movie.
One of the last movies he ever made, right?
I think the last movie he ever made,
No
if I'm
kidding.
not mistaken. Yeah.
What a thing to go out on.
What a note to go out on. Outside of the Addams Family films, I don't think I've ever seen him in a movie before.
I'm struggling. I know he was in a ton of shit, but you're right, though. Nothing's coming to mind.
Oh, he played, was it a Salvadorian priest that got murdered back in like the 80s? He played him.
Like they made an HBO movie about it, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he played, I think I have that all straight, but I think he played that priest.
Do you want to hear the stats on your beloved Street Fighter movie?
Yeah, because I know I'm right. I know at the end of all of this that I'm right.
The critics have it at 11%.
Oof, I was going to guess mid-20s. So
the audience, you're right. The audience loved it.
Let me guess. 61.
20.
Oh, no. They're both wrong.
Oh, yes. And the movie, that movie failed on every level, critically, financially, and with the populace. All the people that worked on it hated it.
They're wrong. They're wrong. That movie's fun. I like it.
I mean, hey, you're doing a podcast with someone that stands for the movie Nothing But Trouble. So who am I? Who am I to tell anyone anything?
That movie is the perfect middle ground of the video game film trifecta, which is Mortal Kombat, the one from the 90s that's legitimately super fucking good, and then Street Fighter, which is bad but fun, and then Double Dragon, which is bad but bad. You know, like, so you get all 3 points on the barometer there.
God, then, before that you had Mario Brothers. Video game based movies didn't start off well.
No, that Mortal Kombat movie is legitimately good.
Yeah. And that might have been the only one that didn't take a ass kicking money wise too, because they made another one.
Yeah. No, not Mario Brothers.
Oh no, I mean Mortal Kombat. Pardon me. Yeah.
Yeah,
the other
second
three,
one's garbage.
Yeah. Those first other 3 movies, Street Fighter, Mario, and Double Dragon, those all were like notable money losers. Like,
and even knowing that it is actively bad, I also still kind of like Double Dragon. Double Dragon is also like the good kind of bad.
Never seen, and nor have I ever seen the Mario movie, which is weird because I was like the right age. Like
The Mario movie's real fucking bad.
yeah, that's a movie where reading about it is so great because that movie is truly the worst experience of those people's lives. Isn't it? The guys that played Mario and Luigi would wake up a couple hours early and get shit-faced just so they could get through the day. Like, John Leguizamo has said that in interviews.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure before he died, I think Bob Hoskins had some pretty scathing interviews about that movie, too.
Yeah. Yeah, when they ask him about it, he gets so angry he can't speak in full sentences. It's like, fucking idiots. Everyone was a fuck. He has a line where it's like, the director was a husband-wife team who mistook arrogance for talent. That's a scathing comment.
Bad. Got him.
He says fucking idiots like 7 times. So tell us what you really thought, Bob.
He'd have probably rather been in Street Fighter.
Yeah. They could have glued a fucking carpet remnant to his back and called him Blanca.
Oh, wait till you actually see that movie and see how dirty they do poor Blanca in that movie. Oof.
I'm glad to hear that because I always thought Blanca was a cop-out if you used him on the game.
Is it because you could just sit back and do the electrical thing and nobody could touch you?
Yep, I always thought that was horseshit.
Episode 19 of The Simpsons, season 25. This episode is what to expect when Bart's expecting. We start off with like a weird inner space style couch gag done in what is clearly a very specific type of animation. So like I went and dug down. This guy's name, I think it's pronounced Michael Socha. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I believe he is a Polish animation director.
Oh, interesting.
And it led me to believe that, like, goddamn, man, these people must have some insane specific tastes for animators.
Yeah.
But I suppose, of course, you do. If you work on what is easily the biggest animated show of all time, you probably have a reverence for it and therefore know people that the rest of us don't.
Yeah. And I enjoyed this one, like the inside the body one. I thought that was kind of I liked
fun.
that animation, yeah.
Yep, I like that style a lot. They kind of go through Homer's whole body. My favorite part of it was they show the liver and Barney and Homer are using it as a bar and then it shrivels up real graphically. That was fun.
And for some reason there's a pencil stuck through his skull, we see.
Yep. The chalkboard gag is different on Disney Plus than what it aired as.
Oh.
They changed that one for the Disney Plus. I'm sure in lieu of how things worked out. But the original one was April showers do not bring Matt Lauers, which I think is a funny joke. But then Matt Lauer did a bunch of stuff and you can't say his name anymore.
Oh, no kidding. Huh, I did not know that. I mean, I knew about him, being an in-office diddler, but I did not know about the couch gag.
In-office diddler.
That's what it says in the entryway on the list of names and positions and what floor to find them on.
I thought you were going to say that's a Dulcim maneuver.
Yeah. It's right after you appear behind them.
Yep, the yoga teleport. Yep.
Yeah.
We're at Moe's. Barney is trying to get into Moe's, but it's locked, and Barney presses his face against the window like a Dickensian street urchin looking into a toy shop and sheds a tear. I liked that a whole lot. We're having a bar owners meeting at Moe's, and Moe pitches them on a superhero pub crawl. That's how we should get all the drunks in the streets and they go to all our bars and we all make money. That's how we'll
You ever been a pub crawl guy?
Yeah, I was like my mid to late 20s. I don't think I missed a single Oktoberfest or St. Patrick's Day pub crawl.
Oh, no kidding. I only ever dabble in the zombie pub crawl.
Yeah, I never got into that one. I'm not into wearing a costume or dressing up like.
Yeah, you're awfully sticky during it.
No thanks. I don't like being sticky.
because we're thinking about Mario, that was the one time I really went for it. I had an apron, a giant chef's hat, with the stovepipe and the poof, and a big curly mustache. And I was French pastry chef zombie is what I put myself as.
That's fun.
And I had a Hershey Kiss thing full of blood, so because I made it so it was edible. And by the end of it, everything near me was ruined. I dropped the value of my friend's car by $1,800. There's no way that car got cleaned. That might have also been the night I got arrested for indecent exposure because I was taking a piss while on a phone call in broad daylight on the side of the street. And my friend who was on the line with me could hear the cop talking to me, and he's trying to explain to me that I have to hang up because it's a cop. And I'm like, no, he's cool. It's like, no, man, he is a police officer.
You're being arrested.
Yeah.
Did you get arrested? Like hauled
I got
in
a
and
ticket.
everything?
They don't haul you in North Dakota for indecent exposure. They just cut you a ticket. That cop tried to do his job, but he had a hard time not laughing the whole time.
So when you move into a new neighborhood, you don't have to introduce yourself to all your neighbors and all that.
Someone mentioned that to me a couple days after the fact. I was like, holy shit. But no, in North Dakota, you don't have to. I have a buddy that got 3 of them in a 5-week period, just being drunk outside of bars, pissing. That's problem public nudity there.
Yeah, you have a legitimate drinking problem.
He stresses though, I have a drinking problem, not an exposure problem. I never would have done any of those if I didn't have to piss real bad. It wasn't for fun.
I mean, I guess one of those is better than the other. Yes, technically.
Yeah. What do you want to know? That the guy that lives next door to you is a drunk, or he likes exposing himself? I want him to be a drunk.
I'd rather he be drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're going on record, pro-alcoholism on America's Barley Basket.
That's not what we're saying.
Exposure against people that don't want to see it.
I mean, yes, I'll stand by that. Yep.
I said, we're going to get another hot take from Marlon? I mean, let's define exposure.
I disagree with that one real vehemently, too. You're like, what do you even stand for, Marlon?
Sober guys that show their cocks to people that don't want to see it. I want to be clear-minded so I can read the expression on your face.
Real weird, specific take, Marlon, but okay. When my friends and I were deep into our pub crawling days, we had it down to a system, because I think in Fargo, those pub crawls, I think you hit 8 places, maybe 7, but I think 8 at the time. And we knew exactly, we started at the same one every time. We would show up, start at 11 right when it starts, and have our medal and be done by 12:30. We had it down to a science. And then you start drinking. Once you're 8 drinks in, then you start drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been
truly embarrass
in a
yourself.
long time.
If you think about it long enough, could you make yourself hungover? I bet I could.
Just by remembering the times?
It's alcohol muscle memory. I just all of a sudden want to throw up.
I go to get out of this chair and fall down.
Yeah. I did learn, though, the last zombie pub crawl, if you want to get wasted, wear an apron. It makes cleanup a lot easier. Just roll that thing in a ball, throw it out of a moving car.
You got one in your closet now, your drinking apron?
Yeah.
Your friends see you putting it on, front. We got to give Nathan his space tonight. He's
really going for it. 2 30-packs of Keystone, me on the porch alone listening to AM radio, just drinking in the dark in an apron.
Somebody tries to talk to you. Quiet, the corn prices are coming up here at the bottom of the hour. It's 5 after. We got time to talk.
Make it quick.
I can't miss the pork futures. You don't understand. Do you own pork? Nope.
I might, though.
I'd just like to know. Depends on the futures.
Yeah. The decision will be made based on these futures today.
Today, yeah. Now that I'm 14 bushes in, I'm going to decide
Now is
whether
the
or not
time
I
to
want
invest in my future.
Yeah, I'm going to decide whether or not I want to invest in hogs. So they have their superhero pub crawl. We get a few fun visuals of just people in costumes, you know, because it's 2014. Superheroes are big shit at this point.
Yep. Yeah, we get like a Plastic Man appearance. That was good. We get some D-list superheroes. My nerd brain appreciated that.
Yep. I love that the guy who's Plastic Man goes to reach for a thing that's too high and just dislocates his shoulder. And it just hangs there. That was a lot of fun. We get the gang as the Fantastic Four. That's fun. Lenny with the little gray on his temples like Reed Richards.
Carl must be
Carl's invisible.
Invisible,
woman. Yeah. And Homer is the Thing with he's got like orange paint on his face and hands and just rocks glued to his face. Yeah. And then Barney's the Human Torch but sets himself on fire.
Yeah, internally, like a fucking coal fire.
I like that Barney's alcoholism is at such a point that he belches on a lighter when he doesn't, like, have alcohol in his mouth or anything. Like, he's
just full of it.
He's flammable at all times.
He's fermenting.
Homer is out on the lawn, still kind of in his Thing costume, and he's like all doubled over, and the fucking bus pulls up.
Yeah, that was good.
That is mortifying. It is morning now, Homer.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is twice now that the kids have been embarrassed by Homer going to school because he's stuck in the playground equipment as well.
We get to school, and Milhouse and Bart go to their fourth grade classroom, and there's a note on the door that they have art today and to go to the art classroom. And Bart is mad, and I think that's weird. Wouldn't you think that Bart would think that art class is like horse around time?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Yeah, art, even if you're not into art is just a fuck around time.
I thought that was strange that Bart isn't into this, but I like his reason because Skinner is there and he's like, I'm not going to art, man. Every time I draw something, you give it to a therapist. Yeah. And Milhouse right on board is like, yeah, well, the stuff you draw is pretty dark, Bart. I love that underneath all of the laughter we get out of it, that Bart is legitimately a disturbed child.
Yeah. That comes up every once in a great while, and it's always good.
Yeah, I liked that. So we go to art class. The kids are painting Naked Willie, which is a problem because they're all 10.
Yep. Yeah, they are 10-year-olds painting a nude 40-year-old man.
Yeah, and everyone is. We see a few kids as artwork in the class, and they're all, some version of what you would think a child drawing Naked Willie would look like. And then we pass by Milhouse's real quickly. Yes. And Milhouse has drawn an elaborate, very nice piece of artwork, but it is a family photo of the Milhouses that's all like cut into puzzle pieces, and none of the pieces are together. They're all good. Scrambled. And I was dying laughing. I laughed so fucking hard at this is what Milhouse is painting.
A+, yeah.
Holy shit. Just dying. Bart hates art again. I still don't buy it, but Bart hates art. So what he is drawing is he has dunked a grasshopper in black paint and is letting it crawl around on the canvas until it dies. Jesus.
Yeah. And of course, teacher loves it.
Yeah, very supportive.
You get the right art teacher. This isn't that far off. You get the right art. Everything's great. Just keep smiling.
I didn't have art when I was a kid. That's come up before that you even had art classes in like high school, and that's baffling to me.
Oh yeah, if you wanted, there were plenty. There were art classes I didn't take. Like there were ones like I didn't take the full run of them. I just thought of that. Like there was a painting class that I could have taken that I didn't.
Like I learned plenty of art from my mom because my mom's a good artist, but like as a school thing, absolutely not. What are you doing? Expressing yourself over there?
You could be taking this animal husbandry course.
Throw you in the creek and hit you with rocks.
Yeah. Paint with the blood and the tears.
So Bart goes outside and runs into Shauna. We've seen Shauna a handful of times this season.
Yeah.
She tells him, because Bart's like, I gotta get rid of this art teacher. And she tells him, oh, you gotta go visit this voodoo queen I know. First off, what? Secondly, like, why do you, this early teen girl, know a voodoo queen, and why is that your advice? Okay, whatever, fuck it. Okay, and she plants a kiss on Bart because she goes, "Kiss me, I want to make someone mad," and plants one on Bart. Bart scurries off. Camera pans back. Shauna is Chalmers' daughter.
That's so great.
That's such a good little thing to add in. Because Chalmers is the most like angry, uptight, straight button down man on the show. Fuck yeah, make him Shauna's dad. I thought that was great. We've never touched on it before.
No.
So she sends Bart to this voodoo queen. He goes, he gets the like voodoo ingredients that he needs. They have a little, draw a pentagram on the floor, say the words thing in the treehouse. He wants to give Mrs. Trunch is her name, which is such an unfortunate surname. Wants to give her like stomach problems, and then they get there the next day. She's not there. Bart's like, "Hey, I did it. I did cast a voodoo curse on the art teacher." She comes in and says, "Like, I'm here, but I won't be able to teach because I'm pregnant." So Bart had like an unintended consequence of his voodoo curse. And then Milhouse, I forget who says it first. Someone comes running out onto the playground and goes, "Bart Simpson got a teacher pregnant." And there's a lot of those kind of jokes in this episode. Yeah. But I laughed at the first one anyway. So now Bart is hanging out outside, and this like childless couple who we've never seen before, they come walking up and they want help from Bart in having a baby. She talks about how, we've done all this IVF and spent all this money. Can you help us out? And Bart does, the voodoo thing, and of course it fucking worked.
Yeah.
So now Bart is in business, getting people pregnant for $5 a pop.
What a price.
Yeah, $5 is what he's
That's
charging.
A good gag, like little kid pricing, yeah.
Yep, that's a lot of money to a 10-year-old, and that's what he would charge? Yes, I agree. I think that's very funny. Homer
in an episode with not much humor, let's throw that in there.
Yeah, I think this is a very front-loaded episode because it's about at this point where I'm done with it.
With you. Yep.
Homer ends up busting Bart and is mad for some reason. Not sure why. Well, I guess just a general thing. Maybe as a parent, you don't want your 10-year-old doing voodoo. But he takes him to Moe's. I like that Bart can drink a chocolate milk at Moe's. I like that Bart can sit at Moe's and drink chocolate milk.
His belly up. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when Tony's goons show up. Legs and the other one, I think Louie is the other one's name, show up and they steal those two away, and they bring them to a barn, and Fat Tony is here. And I love Fat Tony.
Haven't seen him in a minute.
Keep in mind, this is Fit Tony.
Yep.
Fat Tony is long dead, and this is his replacement brother, cousin. So I forget.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to say
now
cousin.
We just striking resemblance to Fat Tony to the point we should just call him Fat Tony.
Yep. And what he wants is he wants Bart to breed his mare for him. He's got a mare and a stallion, and he wants them to mate and have a racehorse so he can make a bunch of money. That's Fat Tony's thing. That's all he wants. So he leaves. Bart and Homer are in the stable, and Bart like flips out on Homer about like, you know, they're fighting, and Bart flips out like, of course I behave like this. You do shit like have a bunch of rocks taped to your face while you're passed out on the lawn when the bus comes. Like, Homer, you're fucking this up. He's probably not wrong. And so they're like, okay, well, we'll just get these two horses together and give them some alone time, and there'll be nothing to it. The stallion, not interested, and we show this by having the stallion walk over to a boombox and hit play and dance to It's Raining Men.
Yeah.
Which is a fun visual, but feels like a Family Guy joke.
Yep. Definitely does.
So Homer's like, oh, that's why those two aren't, that's why Tony's having trouble getting a foal out of these two. The mare walks out of her stable and walks over to the Duff Clydesdale. I do like that Duff has Clydesdales. I thought that was a fun detail. Like, of course they do, because why wouldn't they?
Yeah. Do you think does Budweiser use the Clydesdales much anymore? Maybe a holiday commercial.
They always have a Super Bowl commercial and usually some holiday commercials. That's when they really trot those out. No pun intended. That's when they really trot out the Clydesdales.
He can't help but make jokes.
and their Super Bowl commercials are usually super tear jerky.
Oh, you're right. You totally are right. Yeah.
Like it was either this last year or the one before was the one where like the Clydesdale gets tangled up in some barbed wire and is injured, and it's all super sad, and the golden retriever comes to his stable every day to give him encouragement, and then at the end he's running in the field because he's better now. And then, hey, you should drink Budweiser because this is how we've decided to market this poison to you.
Remember about 5 to 7 years ago when Bud or Bud Light had that batshit insane ad campaign that was all like based in like the Middle Ages with like kings and queens and shit, and it was they were all saying dilly dilly.
Yeah, that was Bud Light, and that was, I'm gonna say that was less than 5 years ago.
How quickly was that man fired after that? Like, whoever brainstormed that, I almost appreciate it because it's so fucking Looney Tunes. But like,
listen,
did they think Dilly Dilly was going to catch on?
Listen, I'm with you, but I have heard, or at least at the time, heard grown adults shouting Dilly Dilly to each other in the bar and on the streets.
Burn everything.
Oh, absolutely. This country's a nightmare.
Yeah. I just thought of that for the first time since those commercials aired. Like, wait a second, what the fuck were those commercials where it'd be like kings and queens and a court gesture and fucking like, yeah, dilly dilly.
Yeah, I'm sitting here drinking a Miller Lite like a normal person. I don't have any time for this Anheuser horse shit. Like, Anheuser's completely off their tits. Coors is one of the worst families in American history. Yeah. I got Miller Lite. If they turn out to be garbage, I got nothing left.
I got something for all of our listeners. Go to YouTube or your video viewing platform of choice. Type in Miller Lite Evil Beaver commercial, and then write us back to America's Barley Basket and thank us for introducing it to you.
Yeah, the Evil Beaver commercial is fun.
That I watched that live. It actually aired on TV. I think only a couple times, but it did air. I don't want to give anything away, but it is it's bananas.
Yeah. Yes. Especially for the time. Like, ads are esoteric and dumb now, but they weren't then, and they really went for it.
Yeah. The music in that by the band Dragon Force, which from I hear is a band that some people really enjoy.
Fuck yeah. I know a couple Dragon Force tunes. I've seen Dragon Force live now that I'm thinking about it.
Did anyone request the Miller Lite commercial song?
I don't believe they did. No one shouted evil beavers at the Dragon Force, man. The only thing I really remember from the Dragon Force show I went to is, so they're all really talented, but they really lean into how ridiculous they are because they're big, like power metal, shred fast, a lot of keytar. And the lead singer had like a little platform, just like 6 inches up, just a little step up riser at the front of the stage. And down, at the front, in between the stage and the barricade, there's like that 4-foot walkway where security hangs out.
Yep.
Down there, right in front, he had a huge industrial size, we're going to cool off this entire airport hangar fan pointed up at him just so that his hair would blow majestically while he sang these power metal songs. I think that rules.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So he's up there just belting, just hitting these notes while his hair flows off to the side like he's in a goddamn Tresemme commercial. And I was extremely there for it. Oh, what are we even talking about? Oh, so the mayor goes over to the Duff Clydesdale. That's what she's into. Now we get a musical number. I immediately check out as soon as the singing starts.
Absolutely.
Not here for it.
I watched this episode less than 6 hours ago, and I could only vaguely remember it. That's how much I was out to lunch.
Yep. And then we cut ahead to a year later, and there's a cult, and the Clydesdale and the mayor. And the gay horse is also there, like nuzzling on the Clydesdale, which I thought was a nice touch. And then Lisa says, now that's what I call a Modern Family. And then we do what I assume is the Modern Family intro. I've never seen that show.
Oh, it's enjoyable.
I've heard it's very good. I like what's his name?
Ed O'Neill.
There you go. That's... I was going to say the bad coach from Little Giants. That's what I was going to refer to that man as.
Yeah. No. Which he would probably appreciate because I'm sure he gets Yo Al Bundy screamed at him 75 times a day.
Way more often, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so this happens in, I think, every episode this week. The one you had talked about was the weird Mad Men preview. We have been stapling these little 30-second scenes at the end of the episode, and I don't care for it.
Yep, it seems pointless.
Like, whatever, we've done it before with, like, just a quick little joke after the episode is over, but, like, they're just barely too long, like and usually just barely too not connected to the episode that we just watched.
Yeah.
Like, this one is a commercial for the new Duff 7-pack, which is funny, but, like, put that in an episode. Don't waste it like this.
I do like the catchphrase, flavor is never symmetrical.
Yeah, that's very funny. Yeah. And I like the design of the 7-pack because it looks so dumb.
Yeah. It's a 6-pack with a 7th ring just haphazardly added to it.
Onto the top. Like, yeah. It's so,
imagine stacking those in a fridge.
Like, it was kind of fun, but I'm not here for these. I'm done with these. The only upside, we get to hear a few seconds of "Oh Yeah" by Yellow. Yeah. So that's always a good day. There were some funny bits in this. Like, I love the art shit in the beginning. That Milhouse broken up family photo puzzle painting that he's making, legit fucking died. I thought that was so fucking funny. But boy, once we took that horse turn, I didn't care, and then the musical number super put a bullet in it.
We're just on a run of no big laughs, it feels like.
I also think we're on a run of super front-loaded episodes. Lots up front, and then just a race to the end, it seems like.
Yeah. Or just like, we've done too much, now it's a race to put a bow on this.
Yeah.
So it's all quick, wrap it up story, no jokes, nothing fun, and then it's over.
And even pretty questionable, like, resolutions. Like Bart chews out Homer for, like, I'm bad because you are, and that's, like, Homer, like, acknowledges that he heard what he said, and then that's it. Like, It's not like we resolved anything.
Yep. Yeah, it feels like in seasons 23 and 24, I use this a lot where I'd be like, there weren't a lot of laughs, but this was either an interesting or a nice or just a good story. But we're not getting that in season 25 a lot. It's just like we're not getting laughs or a good and or interesting story.
At least with this one, there were, at least in the first half, good laughs for me.
Yeah.
I legit thought there was some very funny stuff in here. But so I have the opposite for this episode where good laughs didn't care for the episode.
Yeah, and then just everything, which is weird. I usually like the mobsters, but boy, I was out to lunch by that point.
Yeah.
We're up to episode 20, Brick Like Me. Is this supposed to be Dead Like Me?
I would assume so.
Which, I mean, that's kind of...
That's a stretch for sure.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, not even close to a rhyme, but hey, who am I? Who am I to judge?
I like that
that's
show.
what this podcast, never seen.
I haven't seen it in, I bet it's been 10 or 15 years, but I remember really liking that show.
Showtime original, I believe, one of their firsts.
Yep. I think only 2 seasons and a movie.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm trying to think what else was. Oh, The L Word. That was an early Showtime original, too.
Oh, I thought that was HBO.
Nope, that was Showtime. Yeah.
Okay.
You would think because of how hip and, like, pop culture-y it was when it first came out. But that was Showtime.
Huh. Good for Showtime.
Good for them. Yeah, God, Showtime. Still out there, still existing. How? Who knows? I think they still air boxing. If you're one of the 10,000 boxing nuts left in America, I guess maybe you keep Showtime around, but
I think they had that, or maybe still do, that pirate show that everybody liked, or that might be Stars now that I'm thinking about it.
It's Stars, yep. But you know what they did have? I mean, it's over now, but they had Weeds and Dexter. They were both big.
Oh, yeah, those were big. They're probably still fucking living off that money.
Yeah, I'm just going to say they probably were packing up shop until those two popped off, and they're like, oh, fuck, we could stick around a while. So in this episode, Homer wakes up in a world made out of Lego bricks. So he's basically in Legoland. He himself is a Lego Homer. All the people are little Lego people. Every building's Lego based. You get it. While at Lego school, it's show and tell, and Milhouse has a box. Bart opens it up, and he's got a skunk he's going to show for show and tell. And Bart thinks it's cool, gets the skunk out of the box. Skunk runs away. Milhouse is like, you got to catch my skunk. So you can imagine how much chaos a skunk running through a school costs. But since it's Legoland, not only does it cause pandemonium, it destroys the fucking school. We get a good visual gag of like everything collapsing, and there's this one little like broom closet, and then the walls collapse, and it's I think it's Chalmers and Lunch Lady Doris making out in there.
Yep, that was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch. So because of all the damage Bart's caused, Skinner tasks Bart with rebuilding the school, because we're in Legoland and that kind of shit's possible.
And he just has a set. He has the Springfield Elementary School set in a box.
And the other, I mean, this is definitely the B story.
Yeah.
In the A story, Lego Homer goes to the comic book shop to buy Lisa a Princess Patty Lego set, which Princess Patty, is that a world we've delved into before? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think this was the first time I've seen just that name.
Created for this episode. So he gets the Princess Patty Lego set, which causes him to jump back into regular reality. So he gives it to Lisa. They work together to build it, and I think it's around this time where he talks about like he actually likes doing this. Like, this is actually fun. And she's like, what do you mean actually? And he explains that usually playing with your kids is boring and tedious, which I can imagine it is. Leaving a 4-year-old in charge of anything's ridiculous. But while all this is going on, Homer, I think maybe, I don't know if he touches the box or what it is, but he is instantly transported back to Legoland. Where right now, this is like being seen as reality. The flesh world is the weird world. Lego is reality.
Yeah, and that memory with Lisa is the only thing we've seen cartoon so far.
Yeah, like he mentions that, like, and Marge is like, "Oh, homie, don't worry about it, homie," like just brushing it off. And then we start getting glimpses of him looking in the mirror and seeing flesh Homer. Like,
I don't like that phrase at all.
Yeah, oh my God. Spend extra and get the flesh Homer. I don't think Disney's given up the rights to that.
I bet whoever makes fleshlights though makes a yellow one for the weirdos.
It's called Yellow Dad or something like that. They figure a way around it. Oh God.
Jeez.
No thanks. I'm good.
Wish I hadn't thought of that.
So Homer's starting to see more and more of Flesh Homer all over, to the point where he eventually goes back to the comic book guy, and comic book guy discovers how he ended up in the Lego world. It's all through the Princess Patty set. And again, this is definitely the Ace. Meanwhile, Bart is still on campus building the school, but he got bored of following the plan, so he called an audible. So the Lego world, you can kind of like Fortnite. You can just build it quickly however you see fit. So there's insane, like, gravity-defying treehouse of a school with half pipes and zip lines. And I thought the nicest touch was, and now your office is a haunted forest
with extra ghosts.
Yeah. like that was like there was a regular one out there, just a store-bought haunted office forest.
Yeah, I like that. Kind of
splurged for extra ghosts, so I thought that was nice. And Skinner obviously won't have it, and Bart's spirit is defeated, and he gets back to building the regular schools.
Because Skinner has several of the sets. He's like, he even says, like, yeah, people keep giving me the school. Like, so you get the idea that he's always getting this as a gift.
Yeah. I think a forklift drops them off. Like, there's like 7 of them in a pile.
Yeah.
So Homer is still freaked out about seeing these different versions of himself. And it's while he's in church, he like speaks up and comments on it. And everyone's like, what? Yeah, Homer, don't worry that, like you're having some kind of hallucinations. But then they all notice, God damn it, his hands are flesh now. And they freak the fuck out. And one of my favorite parts of this is Reverend Lovejoy picking up the Lego Bible. He pages through it. He's like, no mention of flesh hands. Sorry, everybody. This religion is a lie. Don't call me as...
I like when
so good.
When he's giving that sermon and he's like, and then on the third day or whatever, he says, our great creator cut open bag number 1 and spilled the pieces out. And then there was the great sorting by shape and color. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that was like just paying attention to little details. That was some good writing there.
Yeah.
So now Homer's back in reality, and he is loving spending time with Lisa. He's got all these plans, more Lego-type plans. He goes into because they're building a replica Springfield. Does that sound right?
Yeah, in the basement, just making a Lego Springfield.
Because he's proud of the miniature Duff brewery that he made. He's going downstairs to show Lisa and he's kind of proud of himself how good it looks. But Lisa's not there. Lisa is upstairs in her bedroom hanging out with some older girls. I think they're second graders. And because I think they're in love with, I think they call them Survivor Games. It's supposed to be Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But she's in a book club for that. And fucking Homer walks in and Lisa's like, hey, just don't interrupt. Homer, of course, just China fucking bull in a China shop. I got the quote because this is the hardest I laughed during any of these episodes. Hi, older girls. I'm Homer Simpson. That's right, Lisa's playtime partner in BFF. I assume Lisa told you about the pretend tiny town she's building with her overweight father. Why would he word any of it that way?
Yeah. Yeah, any of it. It's all wrong.
I'm sure she's told you about the pretend tiny town she's building with her overweight father. God damn it.
Unbelievable.
And how he addresses them as, hi, older girls.
Oh my God.
Fuck, did I laugh at that?
He's as bad as possible when it comes to like being embarrassing in front of your kid's friend.
Yeah. And those girls are kind of okay. Like, hey, Lisa, don't worry, we got dads too. You know, like they had, because she wasn't ostracized from the group. Hey, we'll see you then. Okay, we'll have fun. And they leave, and Homer's like, oh, you know, I'm so looking forward. Is it Brickfest? Is that the name?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, some Lego fucking festival. They got tickets for Friday. They're all excited to go. And that's when Lisa's like, hey, like, I'm so sorry, but the new survival game movie comes out, and those girls invited me, and I so rarely get to do stuff like this. And Homer's like, okay, you know, that's fine. But obviously he's kind of hurt by that. But goddamn it, he goes to Brickfest by himself. We see all these different insane Lego concoctions. And he sets up shop because he's bringing his mini Springfield. He sets up shop by Comic Book Guy, who's building a whatever the heroine of survival games is. Is it Katniss in the Hunger Games, something like that?
Yeah, Katniss is from Hunger Games, but I don't remember off the top of my head what this fake one is called.
Yeah, and Homer's like, that looks like the gal from Lisa's books, but I don't remember her chest being that big. And fucking Comic Book Guy is still adding to it because Comic Book Guy is gonna Comic Book Guy. Yeah. And during this, the tits get too big and it make it top heavy, and this 12-foot tall Lego statue collapses on Homer and clobbers him. And where do you think Homer wakes up? But yet back in Legoland. So now we're in Legoland, and he's at the comic book shop, and Lego Comic Book Guy explains that like this whole world was designed by your subconscious because you're sad, because Lisa doesn't always have time for you, and this is a way for you to, everything's perfect in your head here. You think everything, because everything fits like a Lego fits. Everything fits where it belongs.
Yeah, and nobody gets hurt. Nothing bad ever happens here. Yep.
And I think this goes back to a moment he had with Marge, where he starts to realize that Marge was right, that this fantasy world isn't perfect. I think the line is used that the fact that kids grow up is what makes time with them so special. Well, that's a great line. And that's kind of what he realizes. Oh yeah, that's so I want to get back to that world. And that's when the comic book guy's like, no, I am the part of your brain that needs this world. So he just builds insane walls around it. We get other Lego sets, like a pirate set and something else.
A Ninjago set, yeah.
Yeah, and he's crestfallen. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, I don't know anyone that has the kind of ability to build something like that. And that's when we forget that this whole time Bart, what is it? He's built a dozen or 18 schools or something. So Lego Bart is a goddamn Lego mastermind. And one of my, besides that insane line at the book club, my other favorite part is just this Frankenstein monster 15-story high Bart robot thing that he makes.
It's so good. One of the the one leg is a fire truck. It's like he put a whole bunch of sets together to make this robot.
And the weapons, barfing lightsabers. That's how he destroys the pirate ship, and he's got some other shit. And then to blow the gate open, he has a shoulder cannon that launches Principal Skinner's head. And we see the head. It's like I'm scared, but I've never felt so alive, or it's strangely exhilarating, or something like that. And,
it's that. It's so good.
Yeah,
the design of that robot just ruled.
Yeah. I wonder what the eyes of Bart were supposed. That's probably just some Lego toy thing, just some orb that I haven't seen, because they're basically just two clear white balls. I think there's no pupil.
Yeah, I didn't bother pausing, but I was like, oh, this is clearly we got a bunch of different sets that we put together, so this is fun.
Yeah. And there's like, I bet it's a line that's used in like the Lego world. Something about like the creativity overreached like the I don't know, like the structural integrity of the thing, so it collapsed.
I'm a creative but undisciplined builder.
That's what it is, yeah. And so there's this huge collapse on top of the comic book shop, and he digs through the wreckage. He just casually kicks comic book guy's head aside. He finds the Princess Patty, and he goes back to the real world. And he wakes up. It's him. He's unconscious still because of what happened at Brickfest. And Lisa is waking him up, because like she felt bad. She's like, "Oh, you know, I think she still went to the movie, but she wanted to come back and spend time with Homer." And that's really the episode.
But Homer tells her, he insists, "No, you go have fun with your friends," because Homer
You're
learned
absolutely
his lesson.
right.
Yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Yeah. When this episode started, I'm like, this could go down in the books. It's one of the worst episodes. I was like, this is going to be some corny, gimmicky shit. But this is by far my favorite of the bunch.
Easily my favorite of the bunch. It's not even fucking close. And not just of the bunch, I like this episode a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, this was very good.
We've
Good story with at least one really good big laugh.
Like we've discussed it before, I like Homer and Lisa episodes quite a bit. And this was a good one. Even if this were just a regular episode and didn't have the Lego hook to it, I would still like this.
Yeah, and this is the second one. We had Lisa and Homer quite a bit in either the first or second one too. Not nearly as good of an episode, but we got it. Oh, it's the one where she's hanging out with the competitive eater kid.
Oh,
and she
right.
makes Homer take her out. Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't nearly as centric on the two of them as this one was.
This was in a sea of not good episodes. This was a very good episode.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. We're not the only ones. This one also won a Writers Guild Award that year for
shit.
writing.
Interesting.
It also apparently it kind of runs parallel to the plot of the Lego movie, which I've never seen. But
really?
But apparently that's why they crack that joke towards the end of it, where they're like, "Isn't this like the Lego movie?" And Homer waves off, No, this is totally different.
Oh, okay, you're right. Yep.
I also had to look because I was like, of course there must be 1,000 fucking Simpsons Lego sets. So I looked up. There's only 2. Like, all the Legos in the world and all the things in Springfield you could make out of Lego, they only have 2 Simpson sets.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I would have figured that. And the way Simpsons fans collect shit, I figured it'd be
That's a license to print money, baby.
Yeah.
And it's the Simpson house and the Quickie Mart.
Oh, no kidding. Huh.
Yeah.
I was thinking like you could do like Homer's control panel where he sits like as a little one, like do Moe's bar as a little one.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep going all day. Lard Lad Donuts.
Yeah.
Like, like you have a whole fucking town. And Simpsons fans love the obscure shit. The store that showed up one time on one episode.
Yeah.
Fucking Comic Book Guy's comic book store. Like,
oh, good call. Yep.
It seems real dumb that they don't just print fucking money making Simpsons Legos. I would love to get into Legos, and I don't have the real estate in my home for it. Like, I don't even like Legos all that much, but I love building Legos in the same way I love building furniture that you buy at the store. If I buy a new desk, I'm happy for the rest of the week because I like laying out the instructions and getting my Allen wrench and put A into B, and I love that shit.
I don't dislike it until if something goes pear-shaped. I got such a short temper for shit like that I get real unpleasant real quick. But as long as everything goes to plan, I don't mind building, like kit furniture. Like almost anything you buy nowadays comes in a box and you build it yourself.
Yeah. What I need is someone who wants the final product but doesn't want to build it. Like,
Yeah.
I need a Lego fan who doesn't have the time to build but wants it on their shelf, and they can give me money. I need a Lego sugar daddy or mama to give me money to build their Legos for them.
I bet there's such a calling for that, bro.
You think so? Yeah, I think so. You think they're out there right now sitting in front of their big pirate ship going, I just don't have the time.
Yeah, this is when you wake up as Lego Marlin, like, oh fuck.
If only there were an obese stand-up comedian I could give $50 to build this Titanic for me.
You know, put it out there. Go to Labor Ready and see if they can hook that up for you.
I was about to say, how does one put it out there? I don't know where I even advertise that.
What are your skills? Lego based mostly, back of the line.
I think you need to get into seedier corners of the internet for advertising that.
Yeah.
I need to make a Legos OnlyFans where I just build stuff and then people eventually send me sets to build with no clothes on.
And then, just keep upping the ante. It's you bent over playing Legos while someone's throwing cold cuts against your ass. Guys, the camera's not even facing the Legos.
Guys, I'm starting to think this isn't about Legos anymore.
This is kind of slightly degrading.
Here you go. We're going to need you to squat over this machine while you build fucking Avengers Tower.
Yeah, I need you to straddle this 4 foot by 2 foot bass fucking subwoofer box.
Like
while lonely men
parts.
howl into a mic. Depending on how much they tip is how loud the voice is.
Shucks, guys, these pieces are going all over the place with that rattling.
Yeah, if you could just stop for a second.
I'm trying to put the decals on, guys. This is really hard. So are we, Doughboy.
Yeah, quit talking.
I think we invented a porn genre just now.
Yeah. Oh, well, put that on the maybe pile.
Oh, boy. One more episode. Episode 21 is called PayPal, and we get a fun couch gag that I liked a lot, and it's the game of life. Homer riding in the car and chooses no college and then lands on marriage and unexpected pregnancy. It's like the history of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But done as the game of life, and that was
Were
fun.
all 3 listed as unexpected pregnancies? Or was Maggie something different?
Yeah, I don't think Maggie's was. I remember thinking, oh, that one was a different color, but that was it. I didn't pause. I didn't go back.
And I'm pretty sure we've seen episodes where they discuss Lisa. I don't think she was unexpected.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've seen too many episodes of this fucking show. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the couch gag. It's not like this shit has to be set in stone.
Right, exactly. Doesn't have to be canon. We get Bart watching an insane Itchy and Scratchy cartoon.
Yeah.
Where Itchy is Ratatouille, or Remy. Remy is the name of that rat. The rat is not named Ratatouille in Ratatouille. Jesus. But Itchy is driving Scratchy and like makes him cut his own intestines out and then like pull out his own eyes and run them through a blender and reconstruct them or something like that, and then serve it to all the rest of the cats, who then eat these cat parts and then drown in their own vomit. A horrifying Itchy and Scratchy cartoon right out of the gate. Very first thing.
And Bart is watching it. on like a portable camper TV in the kitchen. It's like, why wouldn't that be on his phone at this point? Like, or on a tablet?
That didn't occur to me. Why is that on this piece of hardware? But I did think for a second, is that a real thing? I've never seen whatever this television is.
Yeah, I picture it as like a portable little camper TV, which I've seen those a couple times.
Okay. It looks like the home base of a CB radio setup.
Mm-hmm. A good CB radio setup. Yep.
Yep. So Marge she fucks up the cake she's making because she's telling Bart not to watch this horrible cartoon. And she fucks it up, flings batter everywhere. So now she has to. It's for some manner. Oh, it's for the block party, the Evergreen Terrace block party. And now she's all nervous because she has to get a store-bought cake. Dun dun dun. So she goes, buys a store-bought cake. We get Shauna again working at Swapper Jack's.
Oh my God, what a very good scene.
So Marge gets her store-bought bundt cake shamefully, takes it out, takes it to the block party, sets it on the dessert table, and that's when another person brings the same store-bought cake and sets it down and cracks a joke about, oh, we must have the same recipe, which is a pretty decent joke for a civilian. And this man's name is Booth Wilkes John.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. I liked it immediately. I was like, okay, yep. Booth Wilkes John. Why the fuck
Voiced
not?
Voiced
by John Oliver. We finally got a voice in this batch that you can immediately recognize.
Yeah.
John Oliver. And I'm trying to think, 2014, he probably had his show by now.
I would say, yeah.
If not, he's got to be towards the end of his Daily Show run.
Mm-hmm.
I love Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
I don't know if I've ever seen a full episode. I've just seen clips.
They always put out a clip of the main story of the week. Yeah. So like every Monday, it's all over Twitter and Facebook of people being like, here's Last Week Tonight. I think it's great that he left the Daily Show and is doing a better Daily Show than Trevor Noah's Daily Show.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Good for him. He seems...
Goes a little more in-depth.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, he has a fucking room full of writers. So does Daily Show. But, they can tackle bigger things than the Daily Show.
They got a little of that swinging dick HBO money.
Yeah, and a weekly format instead of a daily one. So...
Oh, good point.
They
Very
got
good
the
point,
time.
yeah.
Good for him. He strikes me as being a very likable dude.
With the slow demise of people paying for cable, I wonder how long it'll be until the Daily Show's no longer actually daily. Because that has to be expensive to make.
I'd wager it would go away before it stopped being daily.
Yeah, they don't have it just as a weekly thing. Yeah, it goes away.
But it's also something that's easily adaptable to the internet. So
yeah, true. Yeah.
I don't think it would be a problem. John Oliver seems like a genuinely nice guy, and like one of those guys where if I found out that he was a sex creep, I would be legitimately shocked.
Yeah.
He's up there with
should bring
Tom Hanks in that respect.
Weird Al.
Weird Al would be another one. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear Weird Al took out his dick at a bar mitzvah? What? No.
I don't think you got to worry about Weird Al gazing at your hog if you're next to him at a urinal.
No, I think Weird Al is eyes on the road when he's at the urinal.
Yeah. Or he unzips his pants and starts pulling out a bunch of colored fucking silk, fucking handkerchiefs all tied together.
Scarves, like a clown sleeve.
Hey, Weird Al's being weird. This is fun.
Al, you bring that accordion everywhere? He's got he's trying to get close enough to the urinal, but he's got the accordion in front of him.
I bet you are a accordion master. If you've pissed enough times with an accordion strapped to you, that you can do it without getting piss on your pants.
It's impressive. Yep.
That's a trial and error operation there.
bumping it against the dividers, like hitting keys by accident.
I think for a skinny person to know what it's like to piss as a fat guy, just do it while you're holding an accordion. You'll see how much vision is blocked off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So Booth Wilkes John, I can't get past the name. It's so good. Invites Marge and Homer over to a game night that they're having, and Marge super into this because she wants couples friends, and she specifies not the Millhouses.
She deserves it. Like, she does. Like, she puts up with a lot.
So Marge wants to make friends with the Wilkes Booth family, or Wilkes John family. Jesus Christ. It's got me all fucked up because it's backwards. So Homer and Marge go to this party. Everyone is there. And it's going to be a murder mystery game, and it is so elaborate, this murder mystery that they have set up. Like, we have period appropriate foods and costumes, and we have like a Foley artist to do sound effects. God, and the guy with the 2 coconuts to make the horse sound. It's so good.
Have you ever had a regular game night anywhere in your lifetime?
I've had like board game nights with friends, or I've had a couple of pretty short-lived D&D runs with a couple of friends. I've never done anything like this massive murder mystery thing with props and costumes and shit. But like, I had a group of friends. We used to do board game night once a week, and I really like board game night. I'm a big fan. Yeah.
That's the kind of thing if I got invited to, I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to do this. But if I was like forced to, I would go and have a good time, and then like forget to come back. Like,
what a life.
It's just one of those things that's like, on the surface, it doesn't sound fun, but when I'd get there, I'd have a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like I would just focus on the I gotta learn a game, learn fucking dumb rules. Fucking, you're in a spaceship. No, I'm not. I'm in your fucking den. What are you fucking doing? We're grown men.
You sound like a lot of fun.
Right? Yes. But then once I got over that, I'd have a great time. Like, you should come back next Sunday. You know what? You're right. I should. Flash forward to me lying on a couch, fucking sleeping, at fucking 6 p.m. Like,
you are legit one of the funniest people and cleverest writers who I personally know, but yet, like, for all of your B brain, all of your fucking creative brain, you can't just sit in a kitchen and play a board game and pretend like you are like, how can you be so creative yet so dead inside?
I think
that's
part of it would be like
talking, Nathan.
Yeah, or just childhood, like, we're gonna get teased for this.
By who? You're 42.
You never know. You never know.
Jesus Christ. You're closing windows and shit.
Yeah.
Get the curtains closed.
I don't want to give any of the clues away. Yeah, it's the ticket clues.
Yeah.
Someone picks up their cell phone, I slap it out of their hand. I don't want any proof this happened.
Can't let the neighbors know I'm playing Settlers of Catan on a Thursday.
Oh, God. It's so dorky.
God.
You know what? I'll get over it. I'll go to therapy or something.
You got a ticket for having your dick out on the sidewalk, but you'd be embarrassed for playing a board game.
That was a drunk zombie. I take pride in that.
Oh my God. Maybe don't.
Like, am I gonna sit here and lie to you and say my priorities are in proper order? No, I will not. I respect you too much, but they are priorities nonetheless. There's a fucking psychiatrist that listens to this podcast that's probably taking notes and saying interesting right now.
Ain't nobody listening to this podcast that finished college, buddy.
Fair enough.
Oh my god. I will give you this. So like right now, and for the past probably 5 to 10 years, right now is like the golden age of like aimed at adults complicated board games that are fun to play but elaborate, big boards, lots of rules, mature content, like fun board games for adult friends to hang out with. But I will give you this: the learning of a new board game is not fucking fun. Not at all.
Yeah, that's...
Because
I don't even like that with card games. I just hate when you start and you don't know what you're fucking doing.
Because everyone has one of two methods. So let's say I am hosting. I have 8 people coming to my apartment. We're going to play this elaborate board game, and I'm the only one who knows how to play already. There are 2 kinds of people. The first person would be me, who sits down and explains all of the rules and like shows everybody what everything does, and maybe passes around the manual so people can flip through it, and just does a big info dump up front, and then we play. That's not fun because it fucking takes too long. Like, oh, we're going to play a fun game in an hour and a half after I explain all this shit. And person number 2, which is also not fun, is the person who's just like, let's just start playing and I'll explain it. Because then you spend 4 hours playing the whole game, never once knowing what you're doing, while I, the host, just tell you what to do on your turn every time. And that's also not fun. So there's not outside of sending people the rules a week ahead of time for them to read on their own, there's not a good way to start game night.
Again, any social event that begins with getting a fucking manual mailed to you a week ahead of time, I'm just assuming it's going to suck, which it's not, but boy, the assumption is there.
You and I are different because I would widespread finger open hand clap if someone emailed me a PDF of board game rules so we can play in 10 days. Like, here you go, Marlon. I would show up and just be like, yep, I know every rule, every piece. Here we go.
Oh, I would literally hold my head because it would be in pain trying to read that. Like, what? Why would the wizard go to the green square? What the fuck? Why? Like, oh my god. There's a cobbler? What are we cobbling? Ugh, like...
Are we talking shoemaker or dessert?
Yeah. Is this a tasty treat, or is this guy making boots?
Peach, blueberry, apple? What are we doing here? No, it's shoes.
Great, the worst option.
I'm not going to this game night.
That would be it. Yeah, I think I'm going to be sick 8 days in advance.
That's exactly what you would do. Anything that requires the smallest additional effort, you are not on board for.
That is not small additional effort. Reading a manual is insanity for fun. And I wouldn't remember a word of it. I would get there that day. It's like, oh, fuck, that thing I read 3 days ago. Yeah, tough luck. Like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, like, because none of that stays in the old fucking dome anymore.
You guys have fun. I'll just...
My brain is like a bingo ball mixer with the lid off. It's a constant fight to keep the fucking knowledge in because it's shooting out the top.
Starting to lose memories, you guys. I can't.
Right. What's my middle name again?
Oh, fuck.
Left-handed, right-handed, who's to say? I don't remember anymore.
Who gives a shit? I'm not even... What are we doing?
I wait for the bank teller to tell me my handwriting looks like shit. Just switch. Oh, my God. Switching to the other hand would be so great. Oh, pardon me. She's so confused.
We doing righty tighty or lefty loosey? It doesn't matter. I don't bank here anyway, and you just drive away.
You know how it is. I do not.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh.
So we're doing this elaborate murder mystery game at Wilkes Booth Wilkes John's house. Jesus Christ!
It's not an easy one. Don't beat yourself up.
Nope, it's a tough one. And Homer gets his character card and is just like, but it says this person's the murderer. Just immediately spoils it after Booth just explained all of the fucking shit that they had set up for it, all this elaborate stuff going on, and Homer just spoils it. So he throws the Simpsons out of his house. And that's the last we see of John Oliver in this episode, which is too bad.
Yeah, he doesn't pop up again.
So Marge is bummed, obviously, because Homer always fucks up their couples friends. That's why they can't have couples friends. So she is going to focus now instead on helping Lisa make friends, because there's a moment earlier where they're talking about wanting friends and Lisa pokes her head in just like, I've made peace with not having friends. There's nothing to it. And they think that's sad. So now that's going to become Marge's new thing to focus on, getting Lisa to have friends. So they throw Lisa a party and invite all the kids, but the only one that shows up is this kid, Gus, who she played youth soccer with like 2 years ago.
Gus frickin' Hubner.
I thought maybe that they would have some kid that we hadn't seen in a long time, you know, like from an episode. But I think this kid is new to The Simpsons. I don't think he's a character they brought back or anything.
Even as a second grader, if I would have been like with a friend walking around town and there was a giant outdoor party for a kid and we found out it wasn't his birthday, I'd be creeped out. Like, ooh, this is not normal. What's
going on at this house?
Yep. What happened inside?
It is full on. There's cake and a bounce house, and like it's for a real deal party.
Multiple pizzas.
Yeah, but this Gus kid is the only one that showed up, and they're like, well, we're canceling the party right now. Abort, shut it down, because no one showed up other than Gus. But Gus is like, nah, fuck that. I showed up for a party. I want a party. So they give him cake and let him jump in the bounce house and whack the piñata, and they give him all the gift bags and shit. Send him on his way. That's when Lisa gets home and is like, what's for dinner? And they're like, pizza. And there's just a huge stack of pizza boxes there. I like that Lisa doesn't question it.
Yeah, I also like as she's walking up, Gus approaches, but he has like face paint from, they had like a face painter or something.
Yeah, yep.
And she's like, Gus? And he's like, no, I wish. I heard he was great at youth soccer. It just
so
keeps
good.
fucking walking. That was pretty good.
Then we get we're at the school and the gym teacher is teaching square dancing, and I like, this isn't an original thought that I'm having. I've definitely seen this online, but did you have dancing in gym class at some point in your youth?
Yeah, we had square dancing.
I think we had square dancing. I think we had line dancing, and in high school we for sure had learn the jig. Or no, not the jig. Jitterbug.
What a pointless dance to learn. I mean, almost all of it is, you know. Like,
Jitterbug is like fast and elaborate and looks good to fast country music. I know lots of friends who jitterbug.
Like in day to day?
I don't know about every day, but if they're at a wedding, they can whip it out.
Oh, really?
Or a street dance.
You know what? I'm thinking of the Charleston. That's what I'm thinking of.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, why are they doing that to country music?
Ironically, I Charleston every day, so...
Yeah. A boogie woogie bugle boy from Company B. And that's when the neighbor turns the hose on you. You do it every day before you steal his mail. Just casually looking through his mail, throwing the junk mail on the ground and keeping the good stuff.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
His kids don't believe him. They just assume it's dementia. I swear this man shows up and does the Charleston and steals all my good mail. You rest, Dad. I swear he loves sleeveless t-shirts.
I'm sure he does, Dad.
Yeah, we all do, Dad.
We'll
Just take
see
a
you
nap.
at Thanksgiving, okay? We'll come pick you up. Oh my god. Whew. So we're square dancing in gym class. I like that the gym teacher is not into this yet,
Which they probably aren't.
yet plays the fiddle perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Lisa is we're led to believe that Lisa's not going to have a partner, but she meets this girl whose name I think is Tony or Tori, one or the other.
Yeah, something like that.
I missed it and didn't care enough. They afterwards they go record shopping, which I did today. Love record shopping. Big fan. Picked up a couple. It was a good day at the record store. So they go record shopping together, and then they're listening to NPR together. Lisa has a friend, and Bart can't let anyone have nice things, so he's gonna get to the bottom of this.
I was kind of wondering where this was going to go.
I figured immediately where it was gonna go.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, like as soon as Bart's like, something's up here, I'm like, I know exactly what's up here. And I was right, because as Bart is spying on her, he sees Marge giving her money.
In my notes I did not see the Marge payoff angle coming.
Yeah, Marge wanted it too bad. She wanted it too badly.
Good call, yeah.
He gives Lisa, I like this scene. He comes into her room, and this is how we, the audience, find out as well as Lisa. He comes in with a manila envelope and sets it on her bed, and he goes, for $5, I'll give you what's in this envelope and a great piece of advice. And she's like, she gives him $5 and goes, okay, what's the advice? And he says, don't open the envelope, and leaves. I'm like, this is perfect. That's so good. There's no way that's original. That had to have come from, that's a scene in the Maltese Falcon that I'm forgetting, right?
Yeah, something like that. You're totally right, though.
It's so perfect. I love that. Lisa, of course, opens it up, and there's the photos of Marge paying Tony to be Lisa's friend. And Lisa is ruined. Lisa is wrecked by this, of course. We get a scene, I think they're downstairs around the kitchen table, and Homer just goes, oh God, I'm the smart parent, which is very funny.
Yeah. That was good. Just the look of shock and terror in his face.
Yeah, he's kind of happy, but also worried of well, shit, what does that mean for me going forward here? Yeah. He has that kind of vibe. It is down at the kitchen table. Lisa has already fucking confronted Marge about this and is not happy. So Marge is kind of wrecked as well. Homer worried about his new responsibilities as the good parent. And that's when Abe pipes up and is like, oh, listen, it's not that big a deal. I did the same thing. And flashes back to him giving money to a young Lenny and Carl to be Homer's friend. This is the one that swerved me and got me, is he's paying them money to be Homer's friend. And then we cut back to modern day. And after Marge leaves the table, Homer turns and is like, oh my God, did you really do that? And Abe is like, absolutely not. I would never spend money on you.
Yeah.
Which is very funny.
Yeah.
That's the one that blindsided me. I was like, you fuckers, you got me. But he made Marge feel better, which is what she needed. Marge goes upstairs to talk to Lisa, and Lisa snaps at Marge. And, like, I think at one point she goes, "You couldn't have waited a decade? I would make friends because, like, because weirdos find each other. You couldn't wait a decade?" So she flips out on Marge. Marge starts crying. Lisa... like, we get the zoom in on the forehead, like we get to hear people's thoughts. And Lisa is like, "Oh my God, Mom's crying. I can use this to my advantage." But then that's quickly taken over by like, "But right now, I just want Mom to stop crying." Like they're like mutually devastated with each other. Lisa is, feeling bad that she hurt Marge's feelings. Like, everyone's upset, but Lisa goes and apologizes for hurting Marge's feelings. And then I forget who it is that brings it up. Someone brings up that it's Mother's Day. This is all happening on fucking Mother's Day. But Lisa and Marge make up, and they hug, and they're crying, and oh, and then as soon as someone mentions it's Mother's Day, Homer and Bart immediately like, "Oh, it's Mother's Day," and they run off to, buy a bullshit gift or something because they have forgotten. And then I didn't even bother writing it down, but much like every other episode this week, there's some tacked on 30-second scene after the episode is over.
Nothing special.
I didn't even bother writing it down. I just have in my notes fucking addendum clip. That's how I decided to notate that, I guess.
I did like when we get Lisa on the swings with that girl again, and she's like, your mom is paying me. I was just going to be your friend until I could afford a new belt.
That's what this clip was.
Yep. And when she's like, they're talking about like things like, "I'm actually not really a vegetarian. Have you ever tried horse meat? In Japan, they eat it raw."
Oh, God.
I got a kick out of that.
I can't imagine horse meat is any good.
Yeah.
Much less raw.
Yeah. I thought that, so like Lisa's like, "Yeah, I don't want to be friends with you."
Yeah, like when they, that's what it is. When the camera pans back out from that girl, Lisa's swing is empty and swinging because Lisa has taken off because she doesn't want to be friends with the horse meat girl.
Yeah.
Probably don't Google horse meat girl.
That is probably a kind of like a Little Miss Snowfest. Like that's like a pageant in some horse meat country.
Like a local pageant. That's like rodeo queen.
Yeah, the Dairy Queen, the horse meat girl.
Oh my God. Boy, our brains took that joke in two extraordinarily different directions.
You're getting a sash put on you that says horse meat. Lil Miss Horse Meat 2022.
Miss Horse Meat.
Hey, a 12-year-old girl with a big smile cutting into a 18-ounce horse meat fillet.
She's posing with it like, "Huh? I'm getting into it." Oh, God. I think I've brought up on this show before that UFC heavyweight Alistair Overeem was a big fan of horse meat.
Well,
I saw more.
Why are we eating horses? We're eating cows. We should be eating horses.
Horses are... I think for me, a horse is intelligent enough that I would feel bad about eating it.
I bet you can you can saddle break a cow and teach that thing to tap dance too.
Don't tell me that. I want to keep eating beef. Like,
bro, I'm trying to get you on the horse meat train. You're gonna thank me when you're. I'll think of the new avenue of protein I'm opening up for you.
I don't want to eat a horse.
I don't know. You can embrace French culture.
I would eat a horse if I were in a different country where that kind of thing is like part of their culture.
Man, bro.
Like I wouldn't be rude and be like, no pony for me, thank you.
Bro, girls like bad boys. You could be the guy that's eating bootleg horse meat on your date.
That's the road you think I should take to being the bad boy?
Yeah, the horse meat bad boy. Like, taking her to like horse meat speakeasies. You have a medallion wear around your neck that you got to hold up to a peephole to get let in.
It's one of those big iron drug dealer doors with the slide.
Yeah. The real soft jazz playing. There's like only like 6 chairs. Yeah.
Welcome to Black Beauties, right this way. Oh, God. Yes, I would like the 18-ounce Hidalgo, if you don't mind.
Well, we have a special on Arabian, but you seem to be a man that knows what he wants. I certainly am.
Cheddar Bay sea biscuits.
Yeah. 1 boiled hoof, please.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I got it in me. I just recently was like, man, I educated myself into a corner. Octopuses are like too smart. I don't think I can eat them anymore. Like, they have like personalities and shit. I don't think I can do it. Still fuck up a squid. A squid's dumb as shit until I learn otherwise. But I don't. I think I'm past octopus now. I don't think I can do it in good conscience.
God,
now you want me to eat a horse?
Could you eat a goddamn? You get a squid or you get an octopus that could breathe out of water. It would have every horse at its heel within a week. Like octopus are at another level than horses.
Okay, I'll meet you halfway. If octopuses ever climb from the briny deep and rule over the horses, I'll eat a horse. How's that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, I'm gonna die on the first line of the human Octo Wars because Nathan likes octopus meat. I'm gonna try to repel that uprising.
Oh my God, I love octopus a lot.
Yeah, it's done when it's done well. That's a tasty treat.
Calamari is so good. When I was in Hong Kong, I was walking through the street with a tall boy beer in one hand and an octopus tentacle on a stick in the other, just eating and drinking, having the time of my life.
Oh, that's living well.
Oh my God. I don't think I can do it anymore. Like I saw one open a jar and I was like, no, I don't think.
God, if I was in the right country, I'd eat a monkey.
I don't know that I can follow you there, but I get it. If I were, again, I wouldn't want to be rude, so yeah. I could probably do it once.
Just getting served one big ape fist on your plate. How do they prepare it? I don't know.
I think from a moral standpoint, like a big old piece of gorilla forearm would be easier than like a little monkey, like a capuchin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure they cook them like a Cornish game hen, so you're getting the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Just ribs, just getting in there. It's like a chicken leg you're holding up. Still got
tiny little human hands.
Yeah, I was about to say, still got the paw on it. Like, I don't even want to wish on this thing. I don't want my cursed wishes.
Yeah, God, fucking primate meat must suck because I think it's just people that are, it's that or starve or eating fucking apes.
Yeah, I think it's last resort kind of shit.
That's like, what's the name of that bush meat? Just like whatever you can find and eat.
What am I talking about? I couldn't eat a gorilla either. There's something, no sign language. There's clearly, if I can't eat an octopus, I for sure can't eat an ape.
Bro, that's why you eat the hands. You remove the ability.
Jesus Christ.
I'm an answers man. You got a compassion problem, yo, I'll solve it.
Check out my hook while the DJ revolves it.
Yeah. Check out these ape hands while my stomach dissolves it. Who is this song for?
Crazy for this one.
Brought to you by the United States Gorilla Meat Association.
Jesus Christ. Horse doesn't look so bad now, does it? That's the catchphrase underneath.
Yeah. Brought to you by the American Horse Meat Association.
Or are those hands good? That's the one that was friends with Robin Williams. How do you feel now? Oh, now you'll eat a horse? Okay. Whew. I don't know how we got here. I don't remember.
I don't know either. It's a long, strange podcast.
It is. Boy, speaking of long, this is a long one. I hope everyone's enjoyed themselves and made it all the way here.
Yeah. We appreciate it.
Our new alternative meat podcast.
It's not your father's steak because it's an ape hand.
That's a bad catchphrase. We gotta workshop that a little.
Holding up a giant boiled gorilla fist. Chicka chicka.
Whew.
It's like eating Alaskan king crab. It's hard to get at, but once you learn the secrets of eating a gorilla fist,
I was about to say,
it's hard to go back.
Probably a bitch to eat. There's a lot of knuckle to work around in an ape hand.
A lot of cracking bone to get to the marrow.
Also, you should say paw, not hand. That doesn't. That's not better. You should say paw.
Yeah, that is true. The optics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, we'll do this again next week for some reason.
Here's hoping.
Oh my God. Get at your 8 paws at the barbecue. Oh my God.
For gorilla hands and horse steaks. Find a real trusting butcher. Here's a directory.
Here's a phone book full of butchers that know how to keep their fucking mouth shut.
Yeah. Got it off the dark web. Dark web's #1 butcher.
Oh shit. All right, we'll do it again next week. 5 episodes. We got one left. We got one straggler that it worked out weird this time. We got one more episode of season 25. So watch that one, and then watch the first 4 episodes of season 26. So the last one from 25, the first 4 of 26. That is the homework for the week. You got anything going on in your life? You just getting aped up?
Just Googling gorilla meat.
Attaboy.
Prime of my life.
Grape ape? Is that like a glaze? What is?
Yeah. So many options.
The beloved Hanna-Barbera cartoon. If you're in the Minneapolis area, I am going to tell some jokes in Minneapolis this weekend. Shows are Friday and Saturday at Sisyphus Brewing. Tickets are on sale now. Just Google Sisyphus Brewing. Buy yourself some tickets. Shows are at 8 o'clock each night, Friday and Saturday. If you're listening to this past that, you can ignore all this part. But if you're not, come out and enjoy the shows. They're going to be a lot of fun. Mike Lester is headlining, the very funny Mike Lester.
Very funny. The
very funny Ethan Peterson is hosting, and I'm going to be in the middle, doing my best. So
there you go.
Come on out. Those shows will be a lot of fun. You can find us on the internet at Barley Basket USA. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. I am going to go eat 3 pounds of Ethiopian food that's in my refrigerator. So Daddy went out and treated himself earlier.
There you go.
So I'm going to go fuck that shit up.
Well, you enjoy. You've earned it.
I have. I really think so.
You put up a lot of podcast reps today.
This has been a long episode, but I hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. And
I've been giggling.
Yeah, this has been a fun one. It's a long one, but a fun one. Everyone, enjoy your week. I hope to see you at the shows in Minneapolis this weekend, and we'll see you next time.
See you, everybody.